Oh, I ain't got no picture up. Oh, I ain't got no picture up. Here we go, right here. Where the damn song at? There we go. There we go. I'm late. What's my fault? What's my fault? What's my fault? What the hell?
I just bought a new drum
Hey,
for the
all y'all in my
chopper.
private
I
business.
just bought a new drum for the chopper. In my trap house, getting head, eating lots of real, recognized real nigga niggas. Is
I'm a Superman.
The body fuck with your music cause you got You can't fuck with me, and bitch, that more than obvious. Used to keep all my dough
time at?
shoes
Time
boxes. Now
low.
we got bank accounts and we
I know
keep
that
saying
Robert. Yeah,
deposits.
work.
High off the weed and syrup.
Hope this nigga take a lunch break
Flexing
while I'm on.
hard like a bodybuilder, like I won a Grammy. Make my first 50 rags trapping off the porch. Rhyme so big, smokers call them asteroids. Trap jumping like Jordan, real goon, sweeter boy. Whole team eating rough and rugged like corduroy. It's your baby mama favorite. Told her, pay me, keep the pussy. Nigga, better take your bitch. I caught that whole look.
I just brought my bad bitch a couple sex toys. They caught the mule on the plane that was a decoy. Oh, your bitch fell in love with a D-boy. I'm about to blow the fuck up, call me C4. I'ma tell it live to the judge.
Who we got up
Meet
here?
a courtroom and meet up with the plug. Bust it down
Don't
in the
laugh
dust.
online,
Couple
that's
homies
number
said
one.
cuz. They
Ron
like, where you
Canfield.
from though? It's
What's
still
that?
20
What's
blood.
up? What's up?
Ain't shit
Rope was up
changed
here
but
last
the
night.
bitches.
That's
Fucking
racist.
nigga, bitch, like
Roll
Derek
Griffin.
Fisher. Trapping up my Instagram, the fans
With
double
eyes,
tap my
eyes,
pictures.
110.
Hope they like a nigga filters.
Linda Walker.
$2 million
Mr.
cash in the bins. My
2.0.
cousin gave me syrup, I've been hooked ever
Holla at your
since.
boy.
My cousin
Short
gave me
Nazi.
syrup, I've been hooked
Lynn
ever
Walker.
since. If it don't make dollars,
It
then it
don't
don't
make
make
sense.
I just
sense.
bought a new drum for the chopper. I just bought a new drum for the chopper. In my trap house, getting head, eating lots of real, recognized real niggas is imposters. The body fuck with your music cause you garbage.
They making me a
You
new
can't
hook
fuck with
song.
me, and bitch, that more than obvious.
They gonna make me a new
Used to
track.
keep all my dough in shoe boxes. Now we got bank accounts and we keep say deposits. High off the weed and syrup, pour pop the zinc, flexing hard like a bodybuilder, like I won a Grammy. Make my first 50 rags trapping off the porch. Rock so big, smokers call them asteroids. Trap jumping like Jordan, real goon, Sweden boys. Whole team eating rough and rugged like corduroy. It's your baby mama favorite. Told her, pay me, keep the pussy. Nigga, better tell your bitch I caught that whole looking.
Hello? You on live, man. The people want to know when you gonna come out with the track, man. They want to know. Tell them you working on the track, the new track on the opening. They love your shit, man. Tell them you working on a new shit.
Yeah, we in the studio tomorrow, man. We'll definitely be working on that new intro for the Black Rosebud show, man.
You heard that, y'all. He's gonna be working on a new intro. He gonna be having that next up in that motherfucker. He going to the studio. So wait on it, y'all. It's coming. It's coming. We're gonna make a video and all that shit. It's coming to a studio soon. To you. From him. From us.
Don't wait. Hey, it's coming.
It's coming. The wait is gonna be over. It is coming. I just wanted to pick your brain right quick, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll be glad to work on it with you, man. We're gonna work on it. We're gonna shoot the video. We're gonna give it to the people. It's gonna be some shit, y'all. It's gonna be some shit. It's gonna be a slapper. Y'all gonna be able to bump in the car. They've been asking about that shit. Like, where's the intro? Where can I find the intro? Well, we're gonna do another intro for y'all. We're gonna be turned up with some hood rat shit, ratchet, gang banging. It's gonna be all kind of shit. It's gonna be all kind of gang banging shit up in there. Grandma cripping, all kind of shit.
Shit, that part.
All that. You know what I'm saying? But we'll hit you back in a minute, man. I just wanted to get people something, you know.
Oh, yeah. Y'all keep banging that slick talk, but we got something new coming for y'all, man. Black Rosebud. You feel me? Next!
For sure. Got you.
Yeah.
All right. You on big, can I call you, I got to call you a code name or something? Because I probably slipped.
You call me Glib. You know my name. You call me Glib. It's all good.
Now, for the people in the chat, now, Glib is my motherfucking partner. You know what I'm saying? We have arguments every day, you know what I'm saying? But he's still my motherfucking partner. So, the only motherfucker gonna be calling Glib some crazy shit is me. Y'all can kill this nigga when it's done, right? Y'all can kill him. Y'all ain't got to call him a bunch of names or no shit like that. Because remember, this is my partner. Even though he think crazy as a motherfucker, this is my partner. Now, I done tricked his ass, right? Because he think we coming on here for a debate, and we actually coming on here for a debate, but I done set his ass up. He shouldn't have got on here. Now, this is what I'm going to do. He is the first victim of a show I'm going to call something like Say It With Your Chest. I don't know what I'm going to call this show yet, but it's going to be something like Say It With Your Chest or something like that. It's going to be something like Say It With Your Chest, little ass nigga, or something like that. You feel me? Hold on, we're going to do it like that. Now, I just want to get your comment. I want to see what we agree with and what we don't agree with. Now, this was a skit I was in the making, but I think it'd be better if I do it with you right here. I think it'd be better if I get your comment on this and stuff like that. Now, I want to ask you some questions. You can ask me some questions if you want to.
And we have to speak truth.
Now, we both have arguments on transcripts and hearing it out the horse's mouth. You like to hear transcripts, and you say things are taken out of perspective and things like that. So I already have this video edit. You know, it's impossible for us to get off the phone. I edit video this goddamn fast and have it up this fast. So you already know this video was edited, right? Yeah. So I want to get your take on what some of these comments are. I never done it before, but I want to get your take on some of the comments are because we want to see what other people believe. Now, this is about racism, right? And my skit was about racism today, right? I'm going to do a skit. I'm going to get people something extra, working on my other skit about the future racist shit. The other shit we was talking about, I don't want to tell people right now, you know what I'm saying? The other shit I was telling you about, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to tell people right now. I'm surprised them. But anyway, I just want to get your take on some of this shit that's going on in America. Exhibit 1, I'll go stop it. You know how I do it. Stop it. I'll ask you a question. All right. Now, first question. Here we go.
And we have to speak truth. Racism is real in this country. It was before he was elected. It will be after.
Okay, she's talking about Donald Trump. Now, do you think racism in America exists?
Yes.
And how does racism in America exist? Can you give me an example?
All right. So on my desk right in front of me right now, I have 2 books. One of them is The Souls of Black Folks by W.E.B. Du Bois, and one of them is A Strange Story of Harper Ferry. I think that either one of these books, you could find 1,000 examples of racism.
I'm talking about nigga today. I ain't talking about no book written 100 years today.
So you want to know how slavery, how racism exists today?
The point she made was, she was talking about Donald Trump. She said racism existed before he was in office, and it was going to exist after he was out of office.
So you want an example of racism today? You don't want an example of racism. All right. Racism. So an example of racism.
That's something that's racist. I want an example of racism, not something that is racist.
I saw an article today from Wyoming, and the article said first black sheriff elected in this Wyoming county. And then the next article says first black sheriff in Wyoming County fires white cop for being racist. The white cop was a supervisor, and he used the N-word to speak to his employees, and in one point drove by this guy's house while he was walking out with his kids and said, "You motherfucking nigga," and drove off. I don't know why he did the shit.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Is that an example of being a racist, or is that an example of racism?
Well, it would be an example of racism and a racist, because before the black sheriff was there, the black cop had to quit. So the black cop is suing. The black cop is suing because this is what he experienced, and he didn't bring that forward to anyone because he felt like his voice would not be heard and it would not be accepted. So,
okay, so in this whole situation,
so that's an example of racism from a racist.
Okay, now who was the what? Because racism, right, is done in a collection of things, right? Now, one incident can be racist. That's one incident, right?
It's one incident. It's one incident, right? But in this incident, it wasn't one incident, right? It was a collection of incidents, right?
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Racism affects more than one person. You talk about something that is racist. I'm talking about something that is racism that can affect me or you. That doesn't affect.
This can affect me or you if you was that cop in that town where that was predominantly.
But we're not. That's not an example of racism.
It is absolutely an example of racism. No, it is.
Okay, let's keep on playing. Okay, we're gonna keep on playing.
Anti-Semitism, homophobia, transphobia, Islamophobia. These issues are real in our country, and we have to speak truth about
wait,
them.
hey, pause real quick. Let me read you racism. Prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular race or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized. That is absolutely racism. What the story that I described, and is racism, and it is a racist. There's both.
Okay, if a white person calls a black person a nigga, he's automatically racist.
Well, I guess it would depend on the context of it, right?
So in that context, right there, you know what I'm saying? It's no possibility that the dude wasn't racist. He could have been mad. I mean, that's one possibility. I ain't saying it's a fact. I'm asking, is it a possibility?
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible that he could have been talking to somebody else. That he wasn't talking to that nigga. He was talking to the other nigga.
Okay, well, we'll keep on playing.
All right.
And certainly, we must point out and never condone anyone who uses their power in a way that fans it.
Okay. Do you think Donald Trump used his power to fan racism?
Yes.
You said yeah?
Yeah.
And what power and how can you give me an example of how did he use his power to fan racism?
I believe that Donald Trump uses his words to speak to the fears of racists. And he says things that absolutely they can relate to and they can agree with.
Okay. Now, I agree with a lot of things that Donald Trump said, and I think he speaks towards me. Could I be considered a racist?
Well, I don't know. Are you a racist?
No, but you said that Donald Trump speaks in a way that speaks to a certain group of people, you know what I'm saying, and get them motivated to do things, right? And I'm telling you, I fall in that same category. So if I fall in that same category, am I considered a racist too?
Just because you like Donald Trump doesn't mean you're a racist.
No, you said people.
That's not what I said. No, we've had this argument before. Please don't make me have this argument with you again. The fact that a person who's racist listens to Donald Trump doesn't mean that everyone who listens to Donald Trump is a racist. I said this to you like 100,000 times already. The fact that you like him doesn't make you a racist. What I said is that he speaks in a way that racists can relate. Those are two separate.
And I'm telling you, I can relate, right? So
I'm telling you that does not make you a racist because you can relate. What I said is that
what makes them a racist because they relate?
I didn't say Donald Trump was a racist. I said he speaks to people in a way that they can relate. He said stuff that they can relate to. Like when Donald Trump says white people are being pushed to the back of the line to get fucking vaccines. That's not true. That's a lie. That's 100% a lie.
Have you heard the qualifications that it takes for people to be put on a list of preferential treatments towards vaccines and stuff like that? Did you read the?
It's not preferential treatment. It's only a disbursement issue, right? If you don't have enough supply, then you have to you're going to deliver it to the people that are in most need.
I understand that, but when it comes to
the white people are not being sent to the back of the line. The white people that have the same comorbidities and the issues are going to be pushed to the front. It's the people that have those issues. But how about this? Right? There's a person right now. They're running this news article all over the place about this guy who can't get this heart because he won't get the vaccine. He's white. Is he not getting the vaccine because he's white? Or I mean, is he not getting a heart because he's white?
He's not getting a heart. He's not getting a heart because of his belief. His belief of.
So he doesn't want to get the vaccine, which disqualifies him from getting the heart. They're saying
shouldn't he be free to choose? I mean, he chooses a heart, but he don't choose the vaccine. Shouldn't he be free to choose what goes in his body?
He can choose whatever the hell he wants, but he doesn't get to pick who gets the heart. They do. So, and they picked someone else to get the heart because they want to pick the person that can have the most success. Right?
But not saying the word thing, right? But does that necessarily guarantee you have more success? Because there's been lots of people who, you know, we don't want to talk about the cases, the breakthrough cases, because it also has been a lot of breakthrough cases. So that doesn't guarantee that you're going to have more success, and it doesn't guarantee that when he fully got it, or it was supposed to be fully Trump juiced up, right? There's no guarantee he's in a better position than the person that hasn't got the Trump juice just because he got it. The person who hasn't got it could be healthier than the person who got it. So if you're going to base it on that, and it shouldn't be based on if you got a shot, you have a better chance to survive.
What I'm saying is that they. All I'm saying is that they.
Based on that.
What I'm saying is that they.
I want to get to the next one.
Just listen. Then we'll go to the next one. They come up with the prerequisite, right? And there's these requirements that allow you to get it. It's not race based, is what I'm saying. He's not getting the heart because of his race. It's because they've come up with the prerequisite of who can get it. It's the same with and it wasn't the vaccines. It's actually the treatments, right?
But could you consider?
There are people who are less likely to survive who need it more, and saying if you have these qualities, then we're going to move you up on the list to get it in places where there's limited supply. So you have to.
So what you're also saying, right? So what you're also saying to me, right, in this whole situation, right? You're saying people should be discriminated on just because they got a shot. Right, you know what I'm saying? Usually, they should be put ahead of another person just because they chose to get a shot. So either way you said it's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Because you're saying like, okay, well, this person has a higher chance to survive because they said so. So this person deserves the shot because he obeyed what the government said, right? And this person deserved the more treatment and preferential treatment because he supposedly have a better chance to survive. You don't know that, and the doctors don't know that.
Well, they do know that, right? They have a way of measuring. Listen, this is a person who can take a heart.
Not based on the shot, sir. Not based on the shot. They don't have no idea. Not based on the shot. They don't have no idea.
Wait. Listen.
They can do it on the health.
This is a person who's going to take a heart out of one human being and put it into.
I said on the body part, not a shot.
I'm telling you.
Listen
what I'm telling you.
You're going to say a heart and a thing. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a doctor cannot tell if a person can survive more and he healthy than the person because he has a shot. I'm not. Whatever else you say is a minute point. I'm talking about the shot, not a heart. He can do a heart and he knows it better for all that.
Are you a heart surgeon? Are you a heart surgeon? Are you a heart surgeon? I'm not a heart surgeon, and I'm not going to pretend like I am one. And I don't know. What I'm saying is that this is a doctor, right? These are doctors. A team and a collection of doctors who are able to open up someone's chest, remove a heart from one body, put it into another person's body, and the motherfucking will work again. That person, I'm not going to tell them what they need to do to make sure the heart's going to work. You might think you might know the answer. I'm 100% certain that I don't know. So I'm gonna go with what he said.
Look,
because I can't.
Is a heart surgeon? Is a heart surgeon a medical expert? Do a heart surgeon do surgeries or he do treatments? I'm asking the question. Do he do surgeries or do he diagnose treatments? I want to know. Since you're talking about a heart surgeon, I want to know.
What I'm telling you is this.
I'm asking you a question.
You ask me a question, I'm gonna answer it. You ask me a question, I'm gonna answer it. A heart surgeon understands what it takes for the heart to survive when it comes out of one body and it goes into the next. And if he suggests or recommend that this is what will help you to survive, I'd probably take his fucking suggestion because he could take a heart out of one human being and put it into another one, and that person will keep living.
He still doesn't give the diagnosis on who's healthy to survive or not, Adrian. I don't, you know what I'm saying? You can tell he doesn't give a diagnosis, man.
Let's go to the next one.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I was asked by a colleague of mine on the other side of the aisle, someone I actually deeply respect, and she asked me, was I going to be nice this session? And I thought it was an interesting question. I don't particularly think of myself as an unnice person, but I can see how sometimes people would see that differently. But you know what I've never done, Mr. Speaker? I've never gone on this floor and I've challenged the faith of an elected official because I disagreed with them on policy. I've never gone on this floor, Mr. Speaker, and suggested that the other side of the aisle were racist because they didn't agree with my particular policy positions.
Okay. Now, do you believe a majority of Republicans are racist?
Do I believe that
majority of the Republicans, like he said,
I wouldn't call anyone a racist, right? I would only speak to how someone acted, and I would say that was racist, right? So the answer is no.
So do you believe when the Democrats accuse Republicans of racism without any proof? Do you believe that's correct? I mean, do you believe that's the right thing to do? Or that's okay to call people racist without any proof?
I think that they should stop using racist as a crutch, and they should just explain what the problem is. without having. You don't have to say someone's. Once you say someone's racist, you put them on a platform of which they can't defend, and you really can't argue, because I can't say what's in your heart. So right, so I wouldn't argue that someone was racist. I would argue what they did, and I might say I believe this is a racist thing, but it wouldn't even matter if it's not illegal. Then it's just a person who's doing something that's fucked up. Like, I can speak to how the voting law changes, I feel, are specifically targeted to impact Black people, and I would say that's a racist thing. But I'm not saying that the people who are doing it racist, and I wouldn't even argue. And I wouldn't even argue that it was racist, because I would just stick to the fact that it's targeting these people, and I can argue that fact. I would just stay right there.
How would you argue a fact that
One Nation Underground says I don't know the definition of racism, and I just read it out loud. But go ahead.
No, how would you say voting rights affect the Black community?
How do voting rights affect the Black community?
Yes.
How?
Yes.
Negatively?
Yes.
The changes that they're making?
What changes?
You're saying that the voting rights changes. You're asking me how are the voting right changes?
I'm talking about what changes are they making that makes it make it harder to vote for Black people.
All right, so we can just go specifically with the Georgia one, where they've limited the number of drop boxes in the polling offices, where it will force the people to have to wait in longer lines to vote.
So did that stop them or delay them?
It makes it more difficult.
Even if that was a fact,
it is a fact. It is absolutely a fact, and it specifically makes it difficult for people who live in cities to vote versus people who live in rural areas. It's specifically a fact, and it specifically targets places that have over 100,000 people.
Can I ask you a question? Right before the shit happened with the mail-in voting, right? Did any Black person ever complain about standing in long lines to vote?
I don't. They were complaining about it then, so it's only going to get worse.
I haven't really heard about nobody complaining about they couldn't vote.
Come on, man. Now we're not going to pretend that don't complain. We're not. You can Google it and you'll get 1,000 articles that people standing in the fucking line. We just did it 2 days ago, dog. We just did it. So don't say that. I never heard nobody complaining. Bullshit.
What I'm saying is I never heard. Let me rephrase that. I never heard a Democrat talking about people standing in line, right? And waiting long lines before the voting by mail shit came out, right? They never complained, and then, or if people did complain, they never. The Democrats never heard they complain, right? That's what I'm telling you, right? And what you're saying,
that's
right?
What you're saying is not Black, Rosa. What you're saying is not fucking true, though.
And
it's not true. That's fucking not true. You can Google it and look up stories for 20 years of people complaining about waiting in line. This thing just fucking started happening.
Listen to what I said. I said if they did complain about it, right? The Democrats didn't hear. So I gave you the argument, right? I didn't say that they didn't complain. I said if they did complain, the Democrats didn't hear because they didn't do nothing about it until the mail-in elections came and they found a better way to they can cheat and win. I feel, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about that. I never said that they didn't complain.
Oh wait, you said you said it was.
I say if they did, you know, I never heard it, right? So I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. I never heard them complain.
Right.
But I said
here's an article from 2020, 10-hour vote to wait. Now let's see. Let me
even then, look.
Let me be specific.
I'm almost finished.
Let me just do this. Long line. Here, hold this. I'll say long line.
I'm almost finished. Right? Even with the scenario you said, right? You said it makes it longer than standing in line.
October 2016, early voting lines are so long, people are fainting. That's from 2000.
Can I make my point? My brother?
Make your point that no one ever complained about voting in long lines. Make your point.
You're arguing a point. I just gave you the point. I said, okay, cool, right? I just gave you the point, right? But what I'm saying is, right, even with the argument you just made, you didn't say nothing about Black people being denied the vote. You saying Black people being delayed the vote. Let's move on.
Terrorist attack in El Paso was motivated in part by the president constantly warning of invasions and infestations and predators and Mexican immigrants who he described as rapists and criminals.
Do you believe Donald Trump was wrong for calling Hispanics rapists and criminals?
Do you think Hispanics are rapists and criminals?
I asked you a question.
Do I think it was wrong for him to say it? I don't really give a shit about it. He wouldn't talk about me. I don't give a shit.
We'll move on now.
It doesn't motivate. How about this? It doesn't motivate me to vote for him that he called Hispanics racists or rapists and killers. It doesn't motivate me to vote for him now.
Okay, well, let's move
But
on.
you know who will be motivated by that though? A fucking racist. But let's go. Keep going.
Okay.
If you're motivated by the words, you might be like, yeah, the fucking Mexicans are rapists, rapists and killers. Right? A racist would think that. Go ahead.
Who like Donald Trump made? I'm glad you said that, rapists and killers, right? Because most of the women that came over here was most of the women and kids that came over here was examined by a medical physician, right? And like a high percentage, I think like 60 or 70% of them women was raped before they even touched this country, right? So if they was raping and a Hispanic dude just raped a 3-year-old or something like that, one just crossed the border, he's raped a 3-year-old, and they caught him and he said that he raped her because in this country it's tradition to have sex with women that age.
Okay.
Right. Another immigrant just crossed over border, just killed the police officer, right? Another immigrant just killed another, you feel what I'm saying? So when you say rapists and killers, right? And when they're killing and raping people, when he get on here talking about Americans, immigrants, Americans commit crimes at a higher percentage than immigrants. I mean, even if that is true, they're still American. Let's move on.
Wait, no, let's not move on. No, let's not move on. Let's not move on just yet. All right. So here I saw this article today. Senior pastor at Clarksville Church arrested in Michigan on 2 charges. He raped 2 teenagers. Should we also say that about pastors?
What?
That they're rapers and killers, that they rape people, that they rape children, that they abuse people. The Catholic Church priest, the Pope even said that he spoke that he held back information about somebody who was touching fucking kids. Should we say that preachers and pastors and those people are also rapists, and we should just condemn them like that by just across the board saying that they are?
First of all, when you're talking about someone illegal and you're talking about legal,
I'm talking about a fucking example of a rapist. Should we say that about priests too?
Listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying, right? What happens in the country, it happens in the country. You can't control things that happen in the country. You're supposed to be able to control things that come into the country, right? We don't want to import these people, right? That add to the people, the fucked up people that we already got here. So you know what I'm saying. So let's deal with the fucked up people we got here.
So we have an agreement there, right? I don't think that we should be importing those people either. So we agree on that point. So how does that say that? How does what he say that we want people from Mexico to come here legally and not the ones that come here illegally, when he says that the people who are coming here are rapists, when some of them are not, most of them are not? So how does that portray that message if he says the Mexicans coming here are rapists and killers? Well, most of them are not rapists and killers, but that's not to say there's not rapists and killers inside of the group, the same way that there's rapists and killers inside of the group that's already here. There's rapists and killers inside of the church, right? So I'm not saying that Donald Trump is wrong in saying that there's some rapists and killers coming across this border. I'm not disagreeing with that statement. But when he says that all the people that come across the border are that, I would say, well, you could say the same thing about the church, about Catholics, about all of them.
When did Donald Trump say all of them was rapists and killers?
Never mind. Let's move on then. Never mind.
Okay, move on.
We talking about the quote that he said, right? Wait. Stop it real quick. You asked me, do I think about what he said, right? And you didn't say some Mexicans. You said, do you think that Mexicans are rapists and killers? That was the question you asked me. So I'm speaking to all of it. And then after I answer your question, and I use your example to say you could apply it. If you're just going to say that there's a rapist and a killer in the group, you can apply it to any group. No, let me finish. If you can apply it to any group, if you're going to say that there's some of them in the group, right? And that's exactly why I said the example of the priest who raped 2 people. And then you said, but did he say all? Well, I didn't say all priests are rapists either, but I used the example you said. I went with what you said. I don't think all Mexicans are rapists and killers, and I don't agree with Donald Trump's statement. I would say that statement doesn't make you want to vote for him.
Okay. Now, in the statement, Donald Trump said, Mexico is not sending their best people. They're sending rapists. They're sending murderers. They're sending drugs. He's saying they're sending lots of things. He doesn't say all.
Yeah.
He just gave a list of things.
You didn't hear me say all. I repeated what you said.
I never said all.
I didn't say all either.
And I was repeating what he said.
Well, listen, there's a rapist. There's a rapist who's a priest. He just got arrested. Here's his mugshot on the screen. should we go and get the rest of the priests because they all might be rapists?
Maybe. Let's go on to the next one.
To do that, then we will never be able to focus on the true problems of which he is a part.
I've never suggested they were sexist because they didn't agree with my particular policy positions. But I'm keeping a running tally so far of this session. We're not very far into it. And almost every day, someone on the other side of the aisle either gets up and either subtly or comes right out and suggests that if you don't agree with them on policy, well, then you're not a Christian. You're a sexist. You're a bigot. You're a racist.
And now, Adrian, can you name me one thing that the Democrats are trying to pass that's not passing, or the Democrats are trying to legislate anything that doesn't have a racial tone in it, that's not racially motivated?
Nah, I can't name a single one.
Okay.
If we have racism in our country and we are all in this together and we believe that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere, what are you doing about that injustice?
Okay.
You got some dumb people that follow you, dog. You really do.
Wait. See, I told you
specifically. I'm gonna just read the chat and say you got some dumb people.
Okay. Now go ahead. Okay, now go ahead and read. No, I can't even see the chat right now, right? Because I can see the screen, right? Now go ahead and read to me a dumb comment that somebody read, please, and tell me what's dumb about it.
Nah, it's all good. I don't need to attack the chat. They just watching. They all good. I just think they're dumb. I think some of them are dumb though. No.
Okay. You got to point them out. Let them defend themselves.
Nah. They just watching. You know what I'm saying? When the people on television, you just get to watch them. You know what I'm saying? They don't,
Racist in America. If racism exists, you need to be anti-racist.
Okay. Now you said America got racism in it, right? And he said if racism exists, you need to be anti-racist, right? What is your definition of anti-racist? Being anti-racist?
Anti-racism, I guess that would be a person or a thing that was in opposition to racism.
I mean, can you give me a definition of somebody being anti-racist now? Like, do you think it's such thing as somebody being anti-racist to prove that they're not racist?
I don't know. I mean, that's his term, right? It's not mine, so I don't know. I mean, maybe. I mean, there we go. I typed in anti-racism, and there's a person who says how to be an anti-racist. He has an article on it.
Do you believe some white people that are trying to go with not being racist by being so anti-racist and going overly overboard with not being racist?
I think that's possible. I think, and I think how about this, right? I think that a lot of times people who attempt to be allies end up being targeted. You know, people who try to help. Like people, some people, like there's the woman who was killed in DC by some black people. She lived in a black community and she was like a volunteer working with black people. She was very comfortable around them. They fucking killed her, right? And part of the complaint was this is a person who was trying to help y'all. Y'all fucking killed her. This shouldn't have happened. So I think that sometimes it can go too far. Sometimes people can try to do too much to try to help people and to prove that they're not racist. So I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Okay.
But the moment someone actually stands up and says, wait a second, no, I'm not going to accept that. If you want to debate me on the merits of our particular policies, I am happy to have that discussion. But the moment you claim with no evidence other than we don't agree on a particular policy position, the moment you claim that makes us racist or sexist or bigoted.
Right. Do you believe, right, that, right, with the policies and things like that, right, everything is considered racist. And you said racism exists, right?
Yeah.
Do you believe that some of the laws that Republicans are voting for or voting against are racist?
We say it again?
Do you believe, I mean, since you said it's racism, right, and the Democrats use racism to defend everything, you know what I'm saying, basically that they try to go against or try to go for, right? I forgot the hell I'm high as shit, nigga.
Hey, listen, racism exists in America, and
okay.
Racism.
What I'm saying is, do you believe Republicans are racist because of the policies they go for or go against?
I'm not saying that Republicans are racist because of their policy. So that's no.
Okay. Well, do you believe the Democrats have proof because they keep on saying it? Do you have, because they keep on preaching to America, right? Jim Crow 2.0, the racist bill, food choice, everything.
You can't deny the fact that the voting laws are designed to make it more difficult for Black people to vote. That cannot be denied. It cannot even be debated. If you just state the facts openly, you're like, damn, we went from having 15, 16 polling stations to 4. That's not fair to the people who live in this city, in this county.
Can I ask you a question, right?
Go ahead.
With Black people only being 6% of this whole country, right? How many other different races of people you think live in that same community?
Well, the problem, Black Rosebud, is that the communities are primarily Black communities that they're doing it too. That's the whole point. You're proving my point right now. You're going to force me to just go get the research so I can actually tell you the specific counties that will be impacted the greatest, because there's a list. There's a list on Joe Madison.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I'm giving you the fact. I'm giving you the fact it's a Black community, right? Right. I'm giving you that fact, right?
Yeah.
Because you can say, because in Los Angeles there is no Black communities. I'm telling you right now, right?
Okay.
There is no Black communities in Los Angeles, right? So what I'm telling you is, what is your, if it's a Black community, is it possible that any other race of people that live in that Black community, right? Or is it just all Black communities, right? No Hispanics, no Asians, no white people, no, like everybody, they're not broken enough to stay in the communities, right? So it's just all Black communities, right?
So the question is, are only Black people? Just let me answer. let me state your question so I can answer what you can confirm. That's what you're saying to me. It's only racist if only Black people are impacted. That's the question you're asking me, right?
No, what I'm asking you is, does the laws affect the community and anybody in the community, no matter if they're Black or any color, or do it?
Yes, the answer to that is yes. It's impacting anyone that's there. Now take it one step further, because that's where I know that's one thing you're asking, right? Because if you say, yeah, it is impacting everyone equally, right? It is impacting everyone the same. If you live in a city that has 100,000 people, you will get one drop box. That is true. What if you live in a city that has 10,000 people? How many drop boxes do you get? How many drop boxes do you get in a city with 10,000 people, Black? You get one drop box. What if you have 99,000 people? You get one drop box. You can't tell me it's the fucking same, because I know mathematically it's not the same. That's the problem. That's what they've done. That's the polling. They said you have one polling place. They talked about in Georgia about how some people, the way the polling places are now designed, have to drive 25 to 30 miles just to get to a fucking polling place. Because you know what else they did when they put the polling places? Is they put the polling places where the people were mostly white and where they live. So even though Black people are in this county that they've drawn this line for this polling place, they still have to drive further to get there.
I never heard of that.
Okay, well then there you go. That's the reason why you don't think it's racist.
I never heard of that. I mean, I'm not arguing, but I never heard of that.
Let me. You know what I'm going to do, because I haven't put anything on the screen yet, right? I'm just talking, and I haven't done any looking stuff up. But because someone says I don't have any examples, I will pull.
I never heard of that.
I know.
I can't read the chat, but I never heard of that.
I've talked to you about this several times.
I'm not saying you lying, but I never heard of it.
But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go to Joe Madison's website, because he has a link where they speak very specifically about the places in Georgia and how this law is impacting the people that live there.
Okay, all right. When you do that, we're going to play this. Hold on.
Mr. Speaker, I've got news. This was tried during the election cycle. You had a lot of parents coming to their local asking questions about.
Then Floyd said, "I know Blacks who drive 1,000 miles for that white girl."
Well, are you bullshitting? Hey, I want to ask you some question right here. Look, I want to ask you a question right here. Look.
Tried during the election cycle.
Listen.
You had a lot of parents coming to their local elected officials asking questions about what was going on in their schools. And the initial response was, oh, it's not there.
Do you believe that CRT is being taught in schools?
I don't think that anybody knows what CRT is. So the answer to that is probably no, it's not being taught.
So you're saying all these parents that's going to these schools are just making up shit?
I'm saying they don't know what they're talking about. So yeah.
So all these teachers, all these parents are just basically dumb.
You can call them what you want. You called them dumb. I didn't. What I'm telling you is that they don't know what they're talking about. And you know what I did? Because I'm stupid, right? So in Loudoun County, when they were complaining about the curriculum is going to teach critical race theory, I actually went to the fucking county website and pulled up the curriculum, and you can read what they're going to teach fucking kids. And nowhere in there is critical race theory. Not a single thing in there is critical race theory. So people have taken anything that has anything to do with race, and they said this is critical race theory, and that is not what critical race theory is. Therefore, that is not true what they're saying. Even though there's a lot of them saying it, they're wrong.
Okay, so what you're saying is what the and critical race theory is just a theory. It's not a curriculum. It's a theory, right?
Critical race theory is a curriculum that's taught in law schools. It is not what you are taught when you say that racism exists in America, which is what they're trying to convince people now, that critical race theory is anything that says racism in America exists, and that is not true.
Okay, we're gonna move on. We'll move on.
And then when they saw evidence that it was, based off of what their kids were coming home and saying to them, and they went back and reissued the concern, then they got told, oh, well, then you must be a racist.
Right? Do you believe them parents was doing it because they was ignorant, out of racism, out of love for their kid, or for better education for all kids? Which one do you think it was?
I'm not sure which one. I would have to be very specific about what the complaint was from the parent, right? So the parent gets to go and listen to their kids say something, and then they get to form an opinion. So if the parent perceives what the kid was being taught as racist, you would have to take it on the case-by-case basis about what was being taught. And then you would have to ask the question, is this part of the curriculum? Or is this the teacher saying something that we don't agree with? We know that many times when the parents have a complaint about what the teacher said, the teacher was saying something that was not being supported by what the school system teaches. The teacher was giving their own opinion. So there is a possibility that the teacher is teaching something and did say something racist or was against white people. And this would not be surprising in America. It would not be. It wouldn't be surprising to me. But I wouldn't say that is an indication that critical race theory is being taught in school, because it's not.
All right.
Why am I supposed to be a Democrat?
Narrative.
So, hey, let me explain something real quick, right? I'm not a Democrat. Right?
Yeah, fuck you not.
And I'm not a Republican, right?
You're not a Democrat. You're a liberal to the heart. You're a Democrat, liberal.
I'm probably a left-leaning libertarian, right? And I believe that people should just be left the fuck alone. But I think that when someone's trying to create laws that are trying to, well, one, I think that there's a fascist movement happening in America, and I think that the Republicans would like to live underneath the authoritarian regime like Russia. So I have an issue with that. So yeah, what? I listen to you and Tucker Carlson praise Russia, right? You guys are praising Russia.
I'm praising Russia. I'm not praising Russia. I'm giving you the fucking truth. Right? Hold on. I got something in the video later on for that too. For that conversation. Hold on.
From certain members of the other side of the aisle. And there's been a lot of times where we've sat here politely and just took it. Mr. Speaker, not this time. I'm tired of it. My constituents are tired of it. Because when these claims are made, they're not just made against Governor Youngkin. They're not just made against us. They're made in part against the people that elected to send us here.
What is right? Black, listen, I can't listen to this shit out of context. I don't know what he's talking about. So he's just making statements. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know who he's talking to.
Okay. This is what I say. Let me break it down.
I can't give an opinion about this statement because I don't know what he's talking about.
Let me break it down for you. Let me break it down for you, right? When the Democrats say that these Republicans are racist, it's a trickle-down effect. Because they also say the people that vote these people in are racist, right? They're saying so it has to work that way, right? Because if these people are racist, evidently the people are voting these people in are racist. So you're connecting these people, and you're connecting both of these people with being racist towards each other. These people are racist, so they voting racist people in, and these people are voted in, and they racist, so they're making both racist laws. It's a no-win situation. And as a person, and say you're not racist, right? But you're just part of the Republican Party, right? Mm-hmm. Don't you think at some point in time that you also get tired or frustrated with someone saying that you are racist and have no proof just because, like, number one thing, right? When he said Republicans want to debate and all Democrats basically want to do is accuse people of being racist, right? And Republicans get that a lot, because as soon as somebody Republicans say, well, what about the black on black crime? Or what about this? What about that? The first thing a liberal or anybody black or anybody who not conservative say, well, you're racist. You're not supposed to be talking about that. You know, but you don't want to debate what's happening. You don't want to debate.
Let's not have a generalization. We can just have a conversation. How about that? Right? How about the way to actually come to some better conclusion or solution isn't to say, hey, do you think Donald Trump's a racist? To say, what do you think about the voting laws and why do you think that? And then we can have a discussion and we both could talk back and forth, and we don't have to try to marginalize it and say, well, because you're Republican, you're racist, and because you're liberal, you're fucking whatever they say liberals are, right? Maybe you can just say, man, nuts. I think this law is racist because of this. Now, if you have another way to counter that, the counter can't be, but it impacts everybody, right? Because separate but equal. Do you agree with separate but equal? Do you think that segregation in America, that the Jim Crow laws were good for America?
Well, Jim Crow laws were good for America.
Yes. Do you believe that separate but equal was a good policy for America? That the Jim Crow laws were good for America?
No.
So you can't argue that because everybody gets the same, that it's the same. Like there's going to be a bathroom from everybody, then everybody got a bathroom, so you shouldn't complain. If there's one polling place per 100,000 people, and you live in a community that has less than 100,000 people, it is unfair for those who live in communities that have more than 100,000 people. You're talking about talking about taking counties that have less than 10,000 people that get one polling place, and a place that has 100,000 people that also gets one polling place, and saying, well, it's the same. It's not the same. It is not the same. And that's what I'm talking about.
It's certain cities or counties, right? Right. Let's take New York, for instance, right?
Yeah.
Per square mile, right? It's probably more people stay in New York in one square block, right? Than one square block, let's say, in somewhere like Mississippi or Minnesota or North Carolina, something like that, right?
Yeah,
is more people stay in that one block area, because you can find 100,000 people basically on one block, because you got apartment, you got projects, and you got this building, you got buildings going up, you know what I'm saying, things like that. So finding that many people in a certain area doesn't really limit it, because it could be that many people, 100,000 people in a 2 or 3 block radius. Right, so if you put them numbers on that, because New York ain't that big, it's just highly populated. It's not that big. You ain't got to. I mean, LA. I can get from one side of LA to the other side of LA, and LA is big as shit in less than 20 minutes. So I mean, it's LA. I can go from Compton to Long Beach. I can go from downtown, from Bel Air to Long Beach, right, in 25 minutes. From the richest part to the poorest part. And you can't say too many cities are bigger than LA. And there's 11 million people up here. So if they put a drop box per every 100,000 people, you know how many drop boxes that'd be? That'd be a drop box on damn near every corner in Los Angeles.
That's not true, but I'll let you keep going. True. With that one. It's not drop boxes, polling places, but there you go.
11 million. You know how many?
I'll let you go with that one.
Adrian, Adrian, you know how many? LA is big.
How many polling places are in LA? How many polling places?
Lots of them.
Lots of them, exactly. Okay.
Hey, look, I can take my phone out. I can take my phone out right now, and I can walk around a 3-block radius right now, and I can show you 5 free testing locations. Right? It's big in LA. LA has lots of fucking resources and shit like that. What I'm telling you is, if you, it's 11 million motherfuckers in Los Angeles, right? I can go from one side of Los Angeles to the other side of Los Angeles, from the east side to the west, from the downtown to uptown, all
But
around.
what does that have to? What does that have to do? What does that have to do with? I don't understand what your specific situation.
If they put a drop box on every 100,000 people, right? It'll be a drop box damn near on every fucking corner in Los Angeles, at least on 50 or 60 of them.
All right, so I apologize for using drop boxes and polling places interchangeably, but what the Republicans have done in Georgia was say that you only can have drop boxes at polling places. So when I say drop box, I'm basically talking about polling places because that's the only place where you can fucking vote is at a polling place, and you only can vote at a polling place when the polling place is open.
Adrian, the drop boxes.
Don't cut me off. Let me finish this because it doesn't matter what you're talking about in LA because this law isn't in LA, right? So it's not impacting you at all. So you can describe how many boxes there would be in LA. It wouldn't fucking matter. There is not impacting you. This is impacting people that live in Georgia, right? And in rural Georgia, you get 1 box per 100,000 people. This is how it is in Georgia. And if you live in a rural county, it doesn't impact you because there's less.
Can you name one of the counties? Can you name one of the counties that's going to affect?
All of the you want to know Fulton County.
Okay, Fulton County. Fulton, if I look at Fulton County.
Fulton County is Atlanta. Fulton County is a county that voted for Joe Biden. Is extremely blue. That's where the majority of the people live, and that's where the black people live. That's one of them. There's 2 of them that's in Georgia, and I can't remember what the other one is. But Fulton County is one of them. That is very. So I keep going to this, right? Because maybe if I say it, wait, don't cut me off. Let me finish. Just let me say it without cutting me off, because I don't want to have to. I want to make my point, but I can't get to the point because you cut me off before I can finish. I keep saying this over and over again because I want the people to hear it, because it is the fucking truth. It is the absolute truth that the way that the law is written is equal. It is fair for everyone. But if you live in a place where there's more people, it ain't equal for you. It's worse for you. And that's and when they target the black community in that way, they're very specifically trying to prevent black people from voting by forcing them to wait in long lines to vote. They expanded the voting by several days. They did. But even with the way the voting was before, in these communities, the people were waiting in long ass lines. And now they're going to wait in even longer lines.
So they wait in longer lines even with the extra week. They were going to still wait in line for
they had to wait in longer lines when they didn't even have to go to the fucking polls to vote.
But this is what I'm saying. Does the longer line balance it out as far as balancing out the line so people don't actually have to vote on the last day?
Question, how is it equal but not equal? Because if you live in a place that has 10,000 people, if you say there's one polling station per 100,000 people, you have a very easier chance to vote with 10,000 people per one polling station. If you live in a place that has 99,000 people and you only have one polling station, you have a 10 times more difficult chance to vote.
So what I'm saying is this, right? So people who live on acres, right, and live in communities where they got land, right, and they live in counties, right, right. Would it be more difficult for them to have a drop box because it's hard for them to come up with a population of 10,000 people? So they have one drop box, basically damn near the whole city.
You're making a point. You're making a point.
And these are mostly white people. So wouldn't it be more difficult for them to vote?
No, because there's less people voting. You're making my point. That's what. Now you're getting it. You're almost there. In rural places.
No, we're talking about the polling location. We're talking about the polling location. It's only going to be one polling location, you know what I'm saying, per that county. And these people have to drive far from wherever they live at to that one polling location in that one county, right? So if you live you can have a city, Fulton County can be the same size as a county with a lot of land, right? It can be the same size, and they would have an advantage because if they had 1 million. I just read Fulton County, they got a 1.1 million thing, right? So that means, according to you, they're going to have 10 drop boxes, right? In the same area, the white person who got a little bit of money or whatever, got land, right? They're going to have a more difficult time because they're going to have to draw farther to get to a drop box or a polling location than the person that live in a rural city because he has 10 in the same vicinity.
Well, you only can vote at one, right? So you only can vote at one. So
I'm going off of your argument.
No, it's not my argument. You only can vote at no.
If both places is the same size, and one person got 10,000 and one drop box, and the other person got a million and one, and they got 11 drop boxes, the person that one drop box is at a disadvantage.
That I'm not trying to call you stupid. I'm saying that you only can vote at one polling station. So when you
am I wrong? Am I right?
You are fucking wrong. Okay. When you get signed up to vote, you only can vote at one spot. When you go to register to vote, they say you vote here. They tell you where to vote. You don't get to go where the fuck you want. They tell you vote at this polling station.
But listen to what I'm saying.
Let me finish. No, you're wrong. Let's say polling station A is your polling station. There's polling station A through whatever the fuck the 10th letter is, right? If you only can vote at A, that's it. There's going to be 100,000 people at A, right? If you live in a county that has 10,000 people, no matter what the fuck, there's only 10,000 people that's going to vote there. So you're not going to have as much of a wait. You're not going to have as long of a line. It's not going to be as difficult for you to vote because there's going to be 100,000 people voting at A and only 10,000 people are going to vote in that small county. So it's not the same.
Okay, Adrian. In my city, right? In 11, they can put up 11 million. I mean, with Fulton County, they can put up 1.1 million. I mean, they got 1.1 million, right? So they can put up 11 possibly, right?
Yep.
So Los Angeles have 11 million. So we can put up 110 of them, right?
We're not talking about your city. We're talking about Georgia.
I'm just making an example because this example can be used.
It's not an example. Let me break it down. There's no correlation. No, Black. There is no correlation because there's probably thousands of polling booths in fucking Los Angeles.
We're gonna stick with Georgia then, right? And in place with Georgia, right? Yep. And in place with Georgia, I don't know Georgia. I don't know the states in Georgia, but I'm pretty sure it's a rural state up in Georgia. I mean, a rural city up in Georgia with farmland and all that shit. It's not highly populated, right?
Yeah.
And if we're sticking with the same 100,000 that you're talking about, the only point I'm trying to make, it would be more difficult for them to vote because they would have to travel to have one polling place because their population doesn't allow them to have different locations and stuff like that. Then the person that will probably have in, let's say, Fulton County, that will have 10 polling locations. If you have 10 polling locations, that means you will have a polling location every 5 block. I mean, not a 5 block radius, basically 2.5 mile radius because it's not that big. Fulton County is not that big. So you have a polling place anywhere from 2 to 5 miles per square per radius, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right?
Black, you only can vote at one polling place, right?
I understand what you're saying.
It doesn't matter if there's 10 or there's 20. You only can vote at one. But if they separate the polling places by 100,000, whenever you find a polling place, there's going to be up to 100,000 people there. If you live in a city with the million, listen to me. No, it's not at once. No, it's not at once. You're absolutely correct. No, it's not at once. But with more polling places, people still had to wait for 10 hours to vote. And now they're going to have less polling. I don't know why this is so difficult for you to understand. There was more.
It's difficult for everybody to understand.
There was more polling places. And now there's going to be less polling places. Okay. And when there were more polling places, people had to wait 10 hours to vote. And now there's going to be less. So what do you think is going to happen? It's going to be more of a wait. It's going to be more difficult. Now, you won't accept it, but I wish you would. But look, check it out. This is Georgia.
I'm not going to accept it. I can't accept it. I still don't understand what you're talking about.
You don't understand what I'm talking. Okay, so this is Georgia.
Nobody understands.
This is a map. Can you see? Well, you know what? Well, listen. I'm a bright guy, and I hope you are too. This is a map of Georgia. Right? This is the map of Georgia. You can see it on the screen. I hope you can see it on the screen. Right? You can see all this motherfucking red. You can see all this motherfucking red on the motherfucking map. Right? Now, guess who lives in the places where it's blue? And guess where the most populated places are in Georgia? Atlanta. So you can deny it, or you can just be like, damn, that's fucked up what they did. But the majority of the people live in these small blue areas. Look at the vote. The motherfucking vote. The vote, right, is equal, even though probably 75% of the actual area of the state voted for Donald Trump, right? So the land, you're talking about the land, 2.4. That's the size. The majority of the people voted for fucking Biden, right? By the number, but the majority of the land is for Trump. Which means that
you prove my point.
Each of these is a fucking county.
You proving my point. You proving my point.
No, you're listen. You
proving my point.
You don't understand. Listen, you're pissing. You maybe you don't understand. So I'm gonna try to go a little.
No,
bit.
you're proving my point.
I'm gonna go a little bit fucking slower. Each of these lines represents a county. Each of these counties represents a voting district, right? And
okay, yes, explain to everybody what voting knows. Nobody knows. Only you.
Each of these lines, right? If they don't have 100,000 people, will get one box. But we know that the areas that's blue that voted for Joe Biden, which is the minority of the state, the minority of the state voted for Joe Biden in the majority. More people live there than in the other fucking places. That's how that happens, Black. And they're saying, well, we know how to fix that.
Argument I was
we know how to fix that. We're going to make it so that it's harder to vote in the places where the people live. It doesn't hurt the people that live out here in these counties. It don't hurt them because there's less people voting. They didn't have waitings. They didn't have 10-hour waits in small counties.
The point was,
listen,
how difficult it will be to get there, right?
Oh, Jesus Christ. The drive. Okay, never mind, dog. You got it. You're right. You got it. You got it. I'm not gonna argue the drive time. You got it. You got it, dog. I'm not gonna argue the drive time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know a single person in this chamber that I would define as racist or sexist or bigoted. We have very different ideas about how to get to particular in-states where all Virginians can be.
Black, and I know if I keep talking, I can get your racist followers to come out too. I can make, because they say Black's not racist, he's one of us. But this motherfucker on the screen, he's a fucking racist, or he's a nigger, he's a dumb nigger, or whatever. It's coming.
Because I mean,
I'm 100% right, and the fact that you don't understand it isn't a problem for me, right? The fact that you don't understand is not my problem. I can try to explain it. I can try to explain it slower. I can spell it out for you. But if you just don't understand, that's not my fault.
Agent, but look what you're saying, right? You're saying either believe what I believe or you're stupid.
No, I'm saying there's more people that live in the city than the country. And you guys are saying that it's easier to vote in the city. No, it's not. There's more fucking people there. It's harder to vote.
Adrian, you made a point and you arguing against your own point and you don't even know it. Everybody else can hear it. That's why I say I need to have this argument in public. Because
I laugh at you people because you're stupid. I laugh at them because they're stupid, because they don't know what to talk about. Listen, look, how about this?
You're not understanding what you're saying.
Okay, so I'm going to explain it to you. Wait. So listen, make me big on the screen so I can show you. Make me big on the screen. Listen, I don't give a fuck. Your audience is stupid, but make me big on the screen and so I can explain this to you better, right? You see,
how are you going to explain it to me better? Everybody understand what you're saying. We understand.
No, they don't. No, you do not, because you keep saying the same shit.
Do you want me to say it slow for you? We understand.
How about this? So look at this. There's 400,000 people inside of the club. There's 400,000 people. Look, can you see that on the screen? There's 400,000 people that voted in DeKalb County. 400,000. Go ahead, keep going. Listen. Look how big this fucking county is. It has 7,000 people voted. 7,000 people voted in this fucking county, which is twice the size of DeKalb County that has 400,000 people. Oh my! No, what, man? Listen, your audience is fucking stupid, dog. Listen, you could take me off the screen. No, fuck them. I don't give a fuck what they say. Take me off the screen. They don't need to see my shit no more. These niggas is dumb.
No.
These niggas is, I'm just gonna be insulted. These niggas is dumb, man. Y'all motherfuckers is dumb.
Adrian, no, listen to what I'm saying, Adrian. Because you don't understand. You're proving. You're saying.
No, Black. I'm telling you, the 400,000 is more than 10, right? And if there's 400,000 people in a fucking county, and the next county over is bigger, and it's got 10,000 people, it's harder to vote in the one that has 400,000. And you're sitting, man. You niggas is dumb, yo.
No, it's not.
You niggas is dumb.
No, it's not, man.
You niggas is dumb.
No, it's not, man. What the hell is wrong with you, man?
Listen, you know what? You motherfuckers is just dumb. That's all. I mean, you niggas is dumb. You niggas is dumb.
Let's move on.
Go ahead, move on. Y'all niggas is dumb, yo. I don't know any way to put it, but y'all are dumb. I could put it on the screen and show it to you, and y'all motherfuckers would still say, you would just laugh and say, "What's that?" No, that's the fucking answer, you idiot.
No. Can I make the point we're trying to make?
There is no point. There is no point you're trying to make.
Well, I can't make the point. Okay, there's no point I'm trying to make. Okay, well, let's move on to the next topic.
But just so I'm very clear, will I be nice this session? I would certainly like to be, but I'm not about to sit here and listen to that, Mr. Speaker. And then go home to my constituents and have them ask me, why didn't you stand up and defend us?
Okay, now.
You got to put it on the screen because they can't see it.
Oh, okay, they can't see. Oh, my bad. I forgot I didn't screen share it. Okay. How it is on the screen.
All right. So here hold on a second. Listen. All right. So no, it's not on the screen. You're showing me. But wait. Keep showing me for just one more second, right? Because you got a dumbass in your chat, and your dumbass called me a dumbass. So I'ma just hold on a second. Keep showing me for just one more second, so I can show this. Can you see that? Can you see that? Or what? I don't know what the motherfucker's name was in the chat. I'm not gonna say his name. If you ask someone about something in DeKalb, you're likely to get a strange look. Instead, pronounce it DeKalb, right? So it's not decab like the motherfucker said over there either. So
how you make yourself bigger? Right? How you make
you dumb motherfucker too?
But Adrian, look, this is what I'm saying. Like, how do you get to make all the points and I can't make a point? Like every time I make a point, like your point don't count. Like
the point that I'm making cannot be refuted.
But can I at least make my? But part of the debate is hearing the other side of the debate, even if it may be wrong. Even if I'm wrong, I should be able to get my point across. If I was respectful enough to let you get your point across, I may not agree with yours, but I let you get yours across. But you should be respectful enough to let me get mine across, even though you may not agree. That's what part of the debate is, and that's just one thing. What the dude say? You can accuse us of being ignorant. You can accuse us of being dumb, but you don't want to debate us. You're just going to tell us an answer, and we're dumb for not believing in that. Wait. And this is a perfect example of what liberals do all the time when we try to debate and we try to make a point. Our point is never valid because they always know what's best. And there's no debate, there's no argument because they don't want to hear nothing we got to say. Either you're racist or you're dumb, and that's the point. And we don't want to hear nothing else. And this is the exact point what you're doing. You're proving the point that I was trying to make, right? And it would do the same. You're not open for debate. You're not open for discussion.
I'm open for a debate. But if I say the reason why they're targeting black people by focusing on the areas that voted for Biden and making it specifically harder for them to vote. If you say to me, well, someone who lives in a rural county may have a longer drive. I'm like, yo, listen, I almost can't even like take you even seriously.
Did you hear that come out? Did you hear that come out? Did you hear that come out of my mouth, or did you assume I said that and I agreed?
You actually did say that. You said
did you say that and I agreed?
Oh, never mind.
You said it at the end of the sentence. I said, yeah. I agreed to something you said, and I said, yeah, sarcastically. So you can say I said all when you want to, but you rewind it, you said it, and I agreed sarcastically. That was your idea, it wasn't mine.
He said I'm targeting transgenders. Why did he say I'm targeting transgenders? I said nothing about transgender. Okay, let's get a different point. Go to the next point. I don't want to argue about that no more.
You the one bringing up voter rights. This has nothing to do with voter rights.
You asked about racism in America, and I said I wouldn't argue.
I'm about the video, and you want that back things on voter rights.
Because you asked me about racism, and I said I wouldn't argue about racism. I would speak about things that are done specifically to impact black people. Right? That is being done. That is being done. And I said I wouldn't argue racism. I would just argue that this is wrong. And this is primarily going to impact black people because the black people live in these counties. So if the rural counties don't have as many people and they all get
can we do something right?
Yeah.
Okay, we done talked about voter rights and all this old shit, right? For about 20 minutes, right? On the next point, look, on the next points, right? Let's see how long we can go without talking about voter rights.
Okay, let's go.
All right. Let's see when I ask you. Let's see when I ask you the next question.
Hey, Black, somebody just sent me this picture. Yeah, this motherfucker, this black dude in Target in Seattle, he tried to steal a 70-inch TV. This motherfucker walked out the front of Walmart with a shopping cart with a 70-inch TV on it. Like, yeah, this is good. This is my.
That happens every day.
This motherfucker, they try to fight him for. He tried to fight for that TV.
That was all the time. Nigga, let me get on with the video, nigga.
All right, let's go. Let's go to the next one.
So let's have a robust policy discussion. But if you're going to question the faith or the intentions of anybody that happens to disagree with you on policy, then you don't get to lecture us on compassion, tolerance, or an open debate. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
And we need to be much more aggressive than the Trump administration has in going after those people. So I am a strong civil libertarian. But on the other hand, I want to make sure that we do not see the rise of neo-fascism in this country.
Right? Do you think it's a neo-fascist rise in this country? Do you think that neo-fascism is on the rise?
What does neo-fascism mean?
Okay, well, we're gonna go past this.
And in fact, when they're getting involved in violence.
I mean, you don't know about it. When that boss ran to
you know what a fascist is? Do you know what a fascism is?
Yes, I know what a fascist. I know neo-fascist. I mean, I done videos on Antifa all the time.
Tell me what it is. Okay, so you know Antifa is anti-fascism, right? Like they're against fascism. So they are fighting against something. The thing they're fighting against is fascism. What is fascism?
Come on, man.
I mean, exactly. I mean, listen. I'm asking you so we can talk about your definition. I want to be on the same. I don't want to get laughed at by your argument. So you tell me.
I'm not finna play. I'm not finna play that game. If you want me, if you don't know what fascism is, and I gotta describe it, and my definition ain't gonna be nothing. I already know where this is going. So I'm gonna go to the next one. If you would have said yeah, we can.
I'm gonna go with your definition, and then we'll talk about that.
There's another topic on here. We're gonna go with the next topic. You say you don't.
Wait. Let me ask you a question before you move to the next topic. Do you believe that the white ring groups, don't give up the topic. Groups? No, this is neo-fascism. These right-wing groups are considered neo-fascists. Do you agree with them being called neo-fascists?
I don't even want to talk about this. You say there's no rise in neo-fascism. So why talk about something that don't exist?
I didn't say there's no rise in neo-fascism. I said, what is neo-fascism? So then I asked you, so they're talking about right-wing groups. So I'm asking you, do you believe, because they're talking about right-wing groups, do you believe that those groups are neo-fascists? Do you believe that?
That's what sounds, well, I think. Let's go on to the next topic. Let's go on to the next topic.
Okay, let's get to the next topic.
Yeah. I ain't even getting to that one.
As a speech by a president, it was remarkably divisive.
Okay. Now, it was something that Joe Biden ran and campaigned on, right? He said the words of a president matter.
Okay.
Do you believe the words of a president matter?
Sure.
So, in his speech, when he was calling people Bill Bull Connor and all kind of other motherfuckers, right? Do you believe that was the right tone and the right manner to call people of the parties and his same party?
I don't even know what Bill Connor is. So high level of indifference to that statement.
Huh?
I said, I don't even know who Bill Connor is. High level of indifference to me.
You don't know Bull? I guess. Well, you don't know who it is. Let's go on to the next one. You don't know that. All right, let's go on to the next one.
In essence, calling every senator, Democrat or Republican, who doesn't agree with him a racist and a traitor. Read the speech.
Right. Now he called people racist and traitors, right? Do you believe that?
I didn't hear the speech, so I mean, I'm just going to accept that if you're going to ask me what
If you didn't hear it, we move on.
I didn't hear the speech. I didn't listen to the speech. I'm not a Joe Biden fan, so I don't watch him like that.
Well, I don't want to pull an Adam Schiff. You know what I'm saying? You're not a Joe Biden fan. Well, how come every time I ask you a question about Joe Biden, it always end up like Donald Trump? You do the same thing.
You know why? Because all I do is talk about the hypocrisy of Republicans.
You do the same thing.
Wait. Let me explain it. I don't talk about Joe Biden. I talk about the hypocrisy of Republicans. That's
because you have no defense in what Joe Biden does.
No. I don't have a defense for Joe Biden because I'm not a Joe Biden fan. I'm not defending him. If you ask me, do I agree with Joe Biden? That's a different question. Do I agree with Joe Biden is a question you've never asked me. You tell me because you believe just listen for a second, Black. You tell me, you call me and you tell me something Joe Biden has done. You don't ask me, do you agree with that? Because the answer would be no. You call me and you tell me something and you ask me in a way that forces me to say, well, Donald Trump did the same thing. Do you agree with that?
That is a not truth, man.
Okay, then it's not true.
Not true.
We argue today about the pipeline. I don't give a shit about the pipeline one way or the other. But what was my conversation about the pipeline? Joe Biden, Donald Trump did it too, right? The whole time, all I did was say Donald Trump did that too. Donald Trump couldn't stop it. Joe Biden couldn't stop it. Donald Trump couldn't stop it.
The question was one of the main questions I asked you, right? I asked you, is it Joe Biden's fault, right? Or is it Joe Biden's fault that the gas high, inflation, and you always defend Joe Biden and say it's not Joe Biden's fault. I let you talk. You always say it's not Joe Biden's fault. And then you give defense of Donald Trump by going on off. Defense of Joe Biden by going on offense on Donald Trump. Now, if you don't agree with Joe Biden, that's cool. But you can't not disagree with Joe Biden and not disagree with Donald Trump at the same time. You have to disagree with. If you disagree with Joe Biden, you automatically by default disagree with Donald Trump.
No. Wait. No.
If I say Joe Biden done it bigger. If I say the murder rate murder rates under Donald Trump was bigger. If I say
no. You called me bigger. That's not what you do. You called me and you say it has never been more dangerous in America. There's never been more crime in America. There's never been, and I just
it hasn't.
And then there is, right? Because when they say crime hasn't been this bad since, and then they give a number, then it was bad. It was worse. That means it was worse then. There hasn't been inflation as bad since. That means that it was inflation that was worse then.
They're talking about the
over and over again, and all of the things, right? So
you're talking about the spike. They're talking about it never been a spike.
Right. So if you let's talk about inflation for a second, right? Just for 1 minute, in 30 seconds. You say inflation is really bad now. And what did Joe Biden do for inflation? Well, when Joe Biden was first elected, they got through that, whatever that bill was they passed that gave out the money, right? But Donald Trump gave out money, right? 2 times, and he wanted a third. He was telling them to do it because it would help him get elected, and they didn't do it. He was pissed off about that. You can't now be against if that bill was what caused the inflation. You can't be against it when Donald Trump was demanding that the Republicans do it. In December, he was demanding that they do it. And he said, you're going to lose the election because you won't do it. Donald Trump said that. And if he would have done it, it would have caused the same inflation because it was the same bill.
Okay. Can I ask you a question, right?
Yes.
Do you think transportation is a main part of the economy of the United States?
I don't know. If transportation,
I'm asking questions like that. How goods get transported here and back and forth and stuff like that to stores across the states and stuff like that. Do you think that's a major part of the United States economy?
It's necessary.
So can you tell me?
So yes.
So can you tell me what did Donald Trump do? You know what I'm saying? As far as transportation to add to inflation.
How does inflation? How does inflation work? How does what the president do in increase inflation?
Because when you stop being energy independent and you start getting gas from other sources, and the transportation and the price of transportation go up, the price of them goods also go up, and that prices also pass on to the consumer. If you was more energy dependent, you know what I'm saying, and then it wasn't so many mandates that was hit and restrictions and stuff like that hit on with these regulations that was hit with these lawyers and stuff. You have a lot more stuff going on. You got regulations out of control.
It was historically absurd.
Oh, my bad. You got regulations
invoking the sacrifices.
You got regulations out of control. You got gas prices out of control. You got a lot of things that's out of control right now. And Joe Biden fingers on all of it. What I'm saying to you is, you're saying that it's not Joe Biden's fault. And what I'm telling you, everybody, Republican, Democrat, liberal media, mainstream media, everybody else is saying that it's his fault. Go on CNN, go on MSNBC, go look at the Little Reporter, go look at the news. Everybody's saying it's Joe Biden's fault. By you making an excuse saying Joe Biden had no say so in this and it's Donald Trump in this, is false. Donald Trump had no hand in this. This all has to do with transportation.
Okay, then it's all true. Listen, you're not going to get an argument from me. I'm not gonna debate you on that. I'm gonna just accept it. Like I never do. You say I never do this, Black, and I'm gonna do it this time. I'm gonna say, okay.
The Civil War and heroes like Abraham Lincoln and villains like Jefferson Davis to present day circumstances. It was profoundly unpresidential, as Senator McConnell stated. Rhetoric completely unbecoming of a president.
So hey, hold on a second. Let me pause it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm asking Tyler Hidema, right? Or is it Tyler? Yeah. The pipeline that Joe Biden shut down. If you could type in the chat what Joe Biden did to shut down the pipeline and how much fuel was pumping through it, that would be dope. Type that in the chat, and then we can talk about that. Because I accepted Black's answer. I don't agree with Black's answer, but I accepted it. But when this person says executive order shut down a pipeline, I'm going to point out the ignorance of, right. And ignorance is not a bad word, so don't be offended by ignorance. That means you just don't know what you're talking about.
What pipeline is he talking about?
He's talking about the Keystone XL pipeline, but the Keystone XL pipeline doesn't pump fuel and it's not complete. So what happens? Let me finish. They stopped construction on a pipeline that was not pumping gasoline or fuel or oil or petroleum or whatever's going to flow through it. So in stopping the construction of it, they did not raise the price of anything. That is a goddamn lie. It is false. It is incorrect and inaccurate. Okay, go ahead.
So it's only one pipeline that Joe Biden shut down, right?
The Keystone XL pipeline construction. Yes.
That was construction, right?
That was the construction of the Keystone XL pipeline. Yes.
So he didn't stop no construction on pipelines that was under construction on federal land.
That was the Keystone XL pipeline that was on federal land. That's what they shut down. They shut down the construction of pipeline, pipeline on federal land. That was the Keystone XL pipeline. Yes.
Okay. So what you're saying is
wait. Let me say this. There could be others, but that's the one.
Okay. All right.
That's what people point to when they talk about shutting down the pipeline. That's the one they're talking about. But the Keystone XL pipeline was not pumping fuel. There is no fuel flowing through it. So in stopping the construction of the pipeline, it does not raise the price of gas. That is a lie. That is 100% false. It is inaccurate. Okay. It is just an ignorant statement from a person that does not know what they're talking about.
Okay, now listen. Can I defend them, or do I got an opportunity to defend them?
You can try to defend it, but I don't know what you could defend unless there was gas flowing through it. Because my argument is that there's no gas flowing through it. So is there gas flowing through it?
No, there's no gas. It was under.
All right then. Okay, so I'm not sure what the argument you're going to have, but let's see what you got.
And he shut down 2 other pipelines, right? But this pipeline right here.
What was the other ones?
You can Google it. Right?
Okay, let me check. Okay. All right. Okay, so he changed. So someone changed it now. They said it was a lot of jobs. It was one person says 20,000 jobs, but there's not. So first off, those jobs. So first off, it wasn't 20,000 jobs, right? And it actually did. There was a report that was put out, and it was only 50 permanent jobs. Most of the people that were working those jobs were contract workers, and they did not have any type. So it does not impact the job report at all. So there's like 50 employees that lost their jobs because of the Keystone XL pipeline. It wasn't 20,000 as this person so eloquently typed into the chat. That's incorrect, inaccurate, and wrong. And I could Google it, but I've already know the answer. But go ahead. So now they've changed the argument from gas prices to jobs, from inflation to jobs, which are two separate things, right? Because the people are unemployed, they have wait. Inflation is caused because people have more money to spend, which makes it more difficult to get goods, right? And now they're saying that the Keystone Pipeline caused the loss of jobs, but the loss of jobs will cause unemployment, which means that there will be less money to spend in the economy. So the Keystone Pipeline would not cause inflation. So let's try again about how that caused inflation, just based on what your chat said. They told me to Google it, but I know the answer. I don't got to Google it. I know the answer.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you. Can you read this to the chat, right?
Yeah.
Google Line 5, Michigan.
To what?
Google Line 5, Michigan.
Line 5, Michigan. What's Line 5, Michigan? I don't know about Line 5. Let's see what that is. It's probably some shit with it.
But you know a lot though.
I know a lot of shit. No, listen. I'm not. I don't say. I never said I know everything.
But that's what I'm saying. But every time you try to educate yourself and I bust your bubble about something, you know what I'm saying? Google Line 5.
Line 5. The first post is Line 5 update. Michigan response is woefully inadequate. I don't even know what that means. What is Michigan's Line 5? Let's do that. Line 5 shut down. Let's go there. This is Michigan.org. MichiganCLV.org. Let's see. Send a message to President Biden urging him to support Governor Whitmer's line. This is saying that they should shut it down. They should keep it shut down. The problem with the Line 5 pipeline. Let's see what this is. 1 in nearly 23 million gallons of oil flow through 2 aging pipelines in the heart of the Great Lakes. So these lines, so they want to build a new pipeline that goes through this waterway. And they're saying, don't build that. Okay. Here's why it won't close. Michigan to drop for the lawsuit against. Okay. I mean, is it open or is it closed? Like I'm seeing lots of.
What I'm telling you is they
is it open or is it closed? Is it?
That's right. Let's move on, brother. Let's move on. Let's move on because every time I try to talk, you cut me off. I've been trying to explain for 5 minutes. You don't went to another conversation with somebody. I tried to explain 5 or 10 minutes ago, and you kept cutting me off. And you don't went into a whole conversation with somebody else, reading somebody else's article in the chat that had nothing to do with nothing I was talking about. Nothing. I tried to explain 5, 10 minutes ago.
So explain it. I'm asking.
I'm good now. Let's move on to the next topic because you're not going to let me. Let's move on to the next topic. I've been trying to explain. I said, can I defend him? Go when you watch this video over. Look how long ago can I defend him? And look how many topics and look how many times I asked, can I speak?
My bad, dog.
Come on, man. It's like, that's what I'm saying. It's only your way. You're going to look at this video and you're going to see it's only your way. I'll give you every opportunity. You cut me off. No, let me speak. I never cut you off. Let you speak, but I don't get the same respect and privilege. Every time I try to I get cut off. You're dominating the conversation. I'm letting you to prove a point.
All right.
Come on, man. You got to. I can't. As soon as I say, oh, no, that's not right. Where you get it from? Oh, that's not right. I'm telling you, I've been trying to tell you about the how it's harder to vote. I've been trying to explain my perspective on every argument, but I never got a chance. And I let you explain every argument, read articles and all that. But I don't get a chance to defend no matter if I'm wrong or if I'm right.
All I know is that Joe Biden didn't close Line 5 because Line 5 is still open because they're begging them to close it. So there's that.
Attempt to get senators, especially Democrat senators, to vote the way in which President Biden wants them to vote, it appears to have been a monumental failure. Calling someone a racist and traitor is not the normal, logical route to try to persuade one to come over to your side.
Now, in the past, Republicans have been intimidated when Democrats call us racist, but we got to stop being intimidated.
Now, do you think when because there's a lot of people in my chat, a lot of white people that I ran into, you know what I'm saying, over this last couple of years I've been doing comedy, and I done met a couple of white people, right? And a lot of them defend themselves about not being racist, and they're outspoken about that. And when they're outspoken about that, people consider them more racist, right? So do you think it's best for, do you think it's good for Republicans to speak out? Do you think it makes them look more racist by being aggressive, by claiming that they're not racist? Because it goes on the other side, right? Remember I said you can be overly like, oh, I'm pro-black in this, you know what I'm saying, to become racist, right? Do you believe the opposite can happen to somebody who can defend themselves of being a race or being not racist, that they can be considered racist?
I don't think that people should have to explain whether they're racist or not. I think that their actions should show that they're racist or that they're not racist. I don't believe that we should use prejudice against anyone. So I'm not going to use prejudice against Republicans. I'm not going to judge them and say that there are a lot of ideas that I agree with. So, but I'm not a racist, and I don't agree with racist ideals. But I do understand that racism has existed in America, and it does exist in America. And I was in the military, right? So I served this country that I believe has racist ideals and has had racism. But I don't think that everyone is a racist. I don't think the Republicans are racist. I don't think that white people are racist. I believe that racists exist.
Okay, can I ask you a question, right? Let's say Donald Trump. Let's say Donald Trump is racist, right? Let's say he's racist, right?
Okay.
And he passed bills, right? Do you think, as a racist, the bills that Donald Trump passed help black people or hurt black people as a racist? Even though he was a racist, he passed bills. Do you think
which bill? I guess we have to say which bill did he pass that and then
what I'm saying, if you put the bill,
I'll give an opinion on it.
If you put, I'm saying with every bill,
you're just gonna say overall, do I think that he did something to help black people?
Overall perspective, like if you put him on the scale,
I would say that the tax bill didn't help me. Right, my taxes went up, but it's probably but it's not because I'm black, right? It's because of my tax bracket, so it didn't help me, right? So, you would have to say specifically which bills, because I could just personally.
What I'm asking,
it must be because I'm black.
I'm not asking you what specific bill. I'm talking about put all the bad bills he done that could affect.
But you're asking me to do it. If you just tell me one.
Can I explain? Can I explain, my brother? Can I explain?
Yes.
Right? This one, and maybe you'll get more perspective if I explain a little bit more, right? It's gonna be real fast, I promise. Right? What I'm saying, if you put all the bad things on one side of the scale that Donald Trump done that could have hurt black people, and one side of the scale that you put all the stuff that could have helped black people, what scale would be heavier?
The only thing I can speak on is the actual bills that was passed during Donald Trump's administration. What bills were passed during his administration? Let's pick one of them. Just pick one. And
I'm not asking. So you asking to pick one. I'm asking from your perspective, right? If the bills you know about, if you put all the bad things that could affect
so I'll just talk about myself personally. I can say personally that I don't believe that the president impacted my life directly to where I have an opinion about the bills that was passed. But I can say the same thing about Barack Obama. I can say the same thing about Bill Clinton. Right? I can't say the same thing about George Bush, because that motherfucker, I was in the military and we was in war, and I had strong disagreements with that shit. But so I personally, it didn't impact me like that. No.
Is a yes or no question? What's
there isn't a yes or no question. If you want a yes or no question, you tell me a bill. I'll tell you yes or no on that bill. You can't say just in general all the bills that were passed. Well, I don't know all the bills that were passed. So you tell me a specific one, or in general, I can say in my lifetime, I don't believe that the presidents impact me that directly, that I would say it impacted me like that. Right. So you tell me a bill and I'll say how that impacted me.
Okay, we're gonna move into my next topic, right? Because you said that you base your your actions on people, what people do, right?
Yep.
And what I'm trying to see is when Donald Trump was, and you also said when people in a position of power, they misuse their power. Donald Trump misuses the power, right? What I'm trying to say is when he had that position of power, what bill or policy did he pass that directly affected the black neighborhood? Because I can name a lot of them that affected
the main one. Like you're asking me to do the work. I don't know the bill that was passed during his presidency that impacted me directly. I don't know him. Someone in the chat put school choice bill. I don't know about the school choice bill because my kids go to public school. So the school choice bill don't help me. Right. So if you know a bill, you tell me, and I'll tell you if it impacts me, if I think it helps. But it didn't help me because I didn't use it. It didn't help me.
Okay. Let's move on. Man.
All right, let's move. I mean, we don't have to move on. You could just say what the bill is you're thinking of, right? No, like the school choice bill doesn't help me, right? Like someone wrote in the chat twice.
Adrian, we didn't say a black person. We said black people. We you know what I'm saying? Now you saying
black people. So I'm speaking as a black person.
Now we say he gave this money to black to the.
So wait. He gave
money to. Wait, I let you talk. I let you. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. You said he gave the money to the. I mean, you said he didn't do nothing for. What the, somebody lost or something?
I did not say no. Don't put words in my mouth, dog. Listen, what? I'm trying to be very specific on what I'm saying because I'm not trying to say that he did anything against nobody. He's not racist. I'm not calling him racist because it's very easy to have that argument, and I'm not trying to have that one. So I'm not calling him a racist. I didn't say he didn't do enough for black people. What I said is personally. Now, if you want to talk about a specific bill, we can talk about that. But personally, ways of black people, he didn't have an impact on my life personally like that, right? So I'm asking you, what bill you want to talk about? We can talk about that. This person here keeps typing in HBCUs, and if you want me to explain it, I'll explain the HBCU shit. Right?
We're going back to the same thing, right?
Go ahead.
I don't want to make the first 2 points, the last 2 points I made, right? But because I'm still want to make the first point I made, right? But you never gave me an example.
What do you mean? You asked me a question and I told you, tell me what bill you want to talk about. We'll talk about it. You think there's a bill that help black people? You tell me which one it was. How about that? You tell me the bill. We talk about that one because I don't know the bill that he did that help black people.
Okay, look. I don't want to talk about no bill that you're uneducated on because I don't want to. You know,
listen, there's nothing I'm uneducated on. I know fucking everything, right? Like the person.
If you know everything, you should. I know everything. Right? You should know. If you know everything, Adrian, you should know the bills that he didn't pass or that he did pass that help black people. If you know everything that affect the black community.
Okay, you see what they say on the screen. You see what they say. Wait. Right. Do you see what that says on the screen? These people keep typing in HBCUs. You see what that says on the screen?
Adrian, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Adrian, can I ask you a question?
But it's not true.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Right? The reason why, and please don't cut me off because I've been trying to make this point for like the last 10 minutes. You keep cutting me off, man.
I'm not gonna say shit. I'm be quiet.
You had it bad, right? Right. The reason why the people saying the HBUs, right? Because you made a point in the thing about how something didn't affect your daughter, right? By school choice didn't affect your daughter. So they came with a different argument and said, what about HBCUs? HBCUs don't affect your daughter, but it do affect the black community, right? Now the question was wasn't asked what affects you. The question was, what affects the black community, right? Now, you keep on bringing you up in there. Now, that's a selfish question because
you're asking me the question. You're saying, what do you think?
I said,
you saying, what do you think? So I'm telling you what I think. This is
on the policies that he passed to help black people, not to help you. I didn't say to help you. If I would have said to help you out or to put you in a better, that would have been a different question. I didn't say you. Or I said black people as a whole or people as a whole because you said that the Democrats is doing this and doing that and doing this and Republicans doing that and doing this and I always want to know what are they doing exactly, you know, because you said he's doing this and he's using words and power and stuff, so I'm trying to find out what exactly is he doing. And that's something you can't tell me. Hello?
I'm here.
Oh,
I was being quiet.
Oh, I tell you, I don't want to talk for long. I just want to make a point. I don't need to talk for long. My points are never long. My points are always on time.
Well, listen, I'll tell you what. You can believe what you want. You can believe what you want. What the fuck is going on in LA, man?
I don't know. I'm in Blood City. I'm in Blood City.
Are y'all what the fuck is going on over there? So listen, hey Black, let me explain this HBCU funding of which they keep pointing to, right? First off, the funding wasn't for just HBCUs, right? It was for HBCUs, it was for minority schools. It was like there was like 250 million, but a portion of it went to black schools. But what Donald Trump says, the statement that he makes is not true. And the reason why you know it's not true is because you can read this article here, PolitiFact, and they explain it, right? And it explains exactly what happened in the bill. You can go there and check it yourself. And the motherfucker says it's not true. And it has references at the bottom that you can go and read. See, this is how you get the answer. If you want to know the answer, right, you can say, I listened to Donald Trump, or you can say, these are the sources of how they came up with the answer of how this statement.
So you're reading from Politico, right? You're reading from Politico.
I'm saying that this.
Politico
so there's two sources, right? There's Donald Trump, who says, I saved them. And then there's all of these sources of where you can go to read to find out what actually happened. And you can either believe what Donald Trump says, or you can read all these sources. And none of these sources is just PolitiFact. PolitiFact has compiled these sources and read them. Now, you could throw all these sources away. This is the Department of Education. This is Washington Post. This is another education. This is justice.gov, congress.gov, Department of Education. You can ignore all of that and say, but Donald Trump said. You can say, but Donald Trump said. I would say, I would read what these sources say and come up with an answer. But PolitiFact has read the statement and they've applied it to what Donald Trump said versus the resources that they checked, and they said not true, mostly false. But he did give money to HBCUs, so that is true. He did do that. Black snowflake alert keeps going on. PolitiFact is liberal, but the thing about it is that, right, if you say PolitiFact is liberal, you may be correct, but you can go to the sources and read them. And if you go to the sources and read them, you will get to the answer. Go ahead.
Can I ask you a question?
Yep.
Why come when I give you an article on source, I get my information from my sources are wrong because it fits whatever point I'm trying to make. But every time you can go find an article, your source is right. How was that?
Well, it's right because I'm mostly right. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No. I'm fucking with you right now. No, listen, you're not always wrong. You know what I'm saying? So that's not true. I just said you was right a couple minutes ago. I may let you be right. I may let you be right one more time today.
I know. I got a question for you, Adrian. This is the last topic, right?
Listen, I got 6 more hours to go before I'm tired, man. Let's go.
I got last topic right now. we want to talk about. I don't want to say the date, right?
Yes.
On the date in question in January, right? We saw a lot of incidents happen where supposedly, what was the name? What would you say the main storyline of that day was?
You talking about January 6th?
Yeah.
You want to talk about? Why you want to talk about that, man? Let's talk about.
I'm not gonna talk about that date. We're gonna stay away from it. I just want to know what the main topics of that day people get from that date.
Well, I mean, most people would believe that there was an insurrection that was attempted on that day, that people were trying to overthrow the government.
All right.
Well, I guess more accurate would be that they were trying to stop a government proceeding that would have.
Let me. Okay, we do that. What was the actions that they took to do that?
They stormed the Capitol.
Stormed the Capitol. What else?
Correct. They stormed the Capitol. What do you mean? What else? Like that's not enough?
No. They probably got other things.
What do you mean? Wait, I don't know. What else?
The police officers.
Oh yeah, they attacked the police. That is a fact. They attacked the police. That's a fact.
Now, can you tell me what this looked like right here? This is in the George Floyd protest. Can you tell me what this looked like?
You got me on the screen. You got to take me off. Hey, wait, hold on a second. Monica Lisa. Wait. Monica Lisa. Nancy Pelosi was not in charge of security. That is not true.
She was in charge of security.
No, she's not. That is not true. That is 100% not true. That is 100% not true. That is not true at all. That is not true. Donald Trump said it because it makes him listen. Anyone can say anything, right? And Donald Trump can say that because he doesn't want.
All Donald Trump can do is make the recommendation. Nancy Pelosi got to okay it.
Not Nancy. Listen, the secretary.
Is it on? It's on the screen now.
Yeah, the Secretary of the Army. The Secretary of the Army, who was what was his name? I can't remember what his name was right now, but he was appointed, but he wasn't unconfirmed, right? He was acting. He said that that the troops could not use weapons, the National Guard could not use weapons, and that there only could be so many, right? And that's the reason why. That is 100% the reason why there were not more people there. Now, there was a debate about whether Donald Trump told him to do this or whether he did this on his own. But
where you get that news from, man?
Never mind. Don't worry about it. If you don't know about that one, then there it is.
I want to ask you a question.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna just pull it up and put it on the screen. That way you can.
You do that, right? But I'm gonna ask you a question, right? What you said? Attack on the police. What did this look like right here?
Like this one from Flatbush, when NYPD says a disorderly group attacked officers and their vehicle. They're looking for the men. They say we're throwing rocks, bottles, and you see a cone thrown and other items in the vehicle striking those officers. And another case, they released images of a man who threw a brick at an officer's helmet. NYPD vowing to hold their officers accountable, but saying they want to make sure that people understand what officers are contending with.
Hey, that's a wild shit. This nigga riding on the hood, I'd have ran his ass over. Hey, Black, I'm about to show you some shit.
What does it look like? I mean, what does it look?
Hey, listen, I'm on the side of them niggas. You know what I'm saying? The motherfuckers who's running people over, I'm on their side. That's fucked up. So yeah, I'm with you on that one. I agree.
What is all this shit?
Hey Black, look at this video I made today. I haven't made it yet. I'm still working on it.
Hold on.
Listen, I'm on your side on this one.
Well, I gotta ask you a question after this.
Right? This car. Hey, watch this. Hey, Black. Hey, make me big real quick. That's that. Listen, I'm make it big real quick. Let me show you this. I was working on this today.
Wait a minute.
Infinite Loop. Ask him who was Ray Epps and why is he not in jail. I don't know who Ray Epps is, nor why he's not in jail or not in jail. What crime did Ray Epps commit? I know who Ray Epps is, but you know what I'm saying? We gotta figure out what crime he committed.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question, right?
Hey Black, before you ask your question, let me play this video.
I'm trying to I guess I gotta take this screenshot.
Yeah, just click to the right where it has me. You can click right there, that three dots, and you can say solo layout. Yeah, so this is the video I was working on today. This is shit. Watch this shit. You see that shit? This motherfucker hit the damn cop with a goddamn trash can lid.
That's in New York.
Yeah, no. This is in fucking Wisconsin. He hit the cop with a goddamn trash can lid, and you know, guess how much jail time he got for doing that?
How much?
He got 1 year home confinement.
Right. No, this would hold on.
For hitting the cop in the head with a trash can lid. I was gonna do a video about that today about how fucked up that was. I'm on your side on that one. I'm on the side of right.
But they talking about the Capitol and all this other shit. Don't this look worse than the shit happening at the Capitol? This shit right here, ain't this worse?
I don't know what's worse or better. I know that they all should be prosecuted. They all should be prosecuted.
Yeah. Look at this shit. Hey, what do you think? Hello. None of them been in jail. What do you think this building is?
I don't know. What building is that?
It's a federal building in Washington, right? What do you think they finna do to this building?
Who did that?
Huh?
Who did that?
Protesters. What do you think they doing in this building? Look, why he not in jail?
I don't know. Wait. There's several statements you have to ask, right? This is in Portland?
Yep.
This is Portland. Okay. So the reason why they're not arrested is because they haven't caught them. Because I'm certain that if they caught them, they'd have them, right? Because I don't think that there's anyone who's for. I don't think there's anyone
in federal prison.
There's a solo chill is just against me, right? Even when I'm agreeing with you, right? I just said I am against this, right? So I'm not for any of it, right? I'm against all of it. If you showed me videos of the Capitol riots, I'd be against it. You showed me a video of this riot, I'm against it. I'm against New York City. All of it. I don't have an argument to defend these people. I have none. I think they should be arrested.
What about this?
Listen, you can play 1,000 of them. My argument is going to be, that statement's going to be the same.
This is a different topic. This is a different topic. What about this?
Police officer has died after. A New York City police officer has died after a days-long fight for his life.
Wait. Hold on a second. Wait. Black, stop for a second. See, this is what I'm talking about here, right? So White Hype says that cop didn't get hit with a fire extinguisher. That was found to be a lie. You will never have a defense from me about what a person did that I thought was something that was outside of the norms of what our society should be, right? I'm not going to defend a person who threw a fire extinguisher, who let off a fire extinguisher, who shot bear mace, who burned a building, who threw bricks, rocks, sticks, hit people. You're never going to hear me defend that. But when I hear people defend those actions because they say someone else did something worse, I have a problem with that. But I'm never going to defend the action.
Wait. The point you just made a point, right?
Yeah.
If somebody done something worse, the only person in the chat or anybody point trying to make is give everybody fair treatment. Either to give that person less time or give the other person more time.
I agree. I agree. The people from January 6th should be in jail. The people from the video this show should be in jail. The guy from the Frisbee toss should be in jail. The guy who burned the building should be in jail. I will never defend the person who did wrong. I'm not going to defend the person who threw the trash can. Wait, let me finish. I'm not going to defend the person who threw the trash can because he threw the trash can because the police killed a black man. I'm going to say you threw a fucking trash can lid and you hit that cop and you assaulted him. You should go to jail. You fucking hit a cop with a fire extinguisher. You should go to jail. I'm not going to do no. My position is the same all the way across the board.
Wait, now you told me about a story about a dude who supposedly got off. Right now, can you tell the people in the chat that story right about?
That was the trash can lid. That was the video I just showed you. The cop who got hit
the pawn shop.
The pawn shop dude. So the guy who set fire to the pawn shop got 10 years in prison, federal prison for arson. He pled guilty. He got one count. I was going to do a video today that said you should be in prison because I don't believe that he should have got 10 years. I believe he should have got more, right? Somebody died inside of that building when he set it on fire. He wasn't trying to kill that person, but he set the building on fire and the person died in the building.
What allowed that person to get off though?
What allowed him to get off? Well, the federal government charged him with arson, but the federal government isn't the one that prosecutes him for the death. So those are two different entities.
So what happened to the death?
The state didn't charge him with the cause of death for that person.
Let's play a video.
Jr. was a father of 5 who moved to the Twin Cities from Mississippi in 2013.
You got the video of the nigga. That's the nigga.
He made a movie just for something different.
Hey, Black. Pause it real quick. Hey, Black. Hey, listen. Let's not watch this video. Let me explain who this nigga is, because I know this nigga. Right? His family told the police, "We know he's in that pawn shop." How do his family know he's inside of this pawn shop during a fucking looting riot. He's 30 years old and he don't own the pawn shop. So what the fuck is he doing inside the pawn shop?
Good question.
I know the answer to the question, right? I wasn't gonna say this in my video. This is the reason why this is not being prosecuted, because his ass, they have a video of the guy setting fire to the pawn shop. They probably have a video of this guy fucking stealing from the pawn shop, which is why they don't give a fuck about this guy who died in the pawn shop. He didn't own the pawn shop and he had no reason to fucking be in the pawn shop, but he was in there fucking stealing. I'm 100% certain, and I don't know who the hell he is. And that's the reason why they're not prosecuting the guy for the death of this guy, although I believe they should. But they're probably not going to, because they're going to say, well, we can't prove that he caused this guy's death. This guy shouldn't have been in there no way, which he shouldn't have. But he was in there stealing. And his family knew he was there because his car was parked outside the fucking pawn shop.
They say all that.
Stewart Jr. was a father of 5 who moved to the Twin Cities from Mississippi in 2013 to join his sister and mother.
We made a move just for something different.
In late May, as parts of Minneapolis descended into riots after the death of George Floyd, Delois and Janie McGee couldn't reach Oscar.
Go ahead.
I got nothing. I know what the fuck happened to this nigga. Let Fox News tell the story. Whoever this is, KARE, tell it. Let them tell the story.
And on Monday, he didn't show up to work.
So we just knew for sure that something was wrong because he goes to work. He doesn't miss work. We started calling hospitals.
He doesn't miss work. He missed it that day to go out and steal some motherfucking Jordan.
I don't know what the fuck he was doing in the pawn shop when the
that nigga was stealing. What the hell you mean with that nigga was stealing in the pawn shop?
So, Black, do we agree on this one? We agree, right? We agree what he was doing in the pawn shop was stealing.
Yeah, he was stealing. What the hell you saying? It was stealing. I don't know what he was doing. The nigga was stealing. The nigga was.
I don't want to get sued.
That nigga was probably on Facebook Live. You know what I'm saying? Filming his demise inside the pawn shop, calling for help. Nigga, check her goddamn phone. Like how the hell you know? Like, nigga, you was in the pawn shop. Ask me that I want some jewelry.
Fitna Floyd says, since he knows everything, did my wife fuck my brother last Thursday or was she cleaning? I can tell you what she wasn't. I know what? She may have been fucking your brother and cleaning his pipe. You know what I'm saying? She might have been cleaning that pipe.
Something was wrong because he goes to work. He doesn't miss work. We started calling hospitals. We called jail.
They called jail. They said they called the hospital. They called jail. Let's see this nigga locked up. There's Pookie there. There's little Pookie locked up. No, Pookie not here this weekend.
Hey,
yeah, Pookie not locked up this weekend.
Man, I'm glad you found something that we could. Nothing funny. Let me see about our freedom. Our freedom wasn't snatched. This is hilarious. This guy, listen, his freedom wasn't snatched. He was free to go into that building that was set on fire. He was free to do it. I don't feel. I want to feel bad for this guy, but you know what? You know how he could have been real safe if his ass was at fucking home. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not even trying to be funny.
She was looking to see that they got shot and went to jail.
I'm not even trying to be funny here though, right? Like, yo, this dude was inside of a pawn shop that was set on fire by another fucking looter.
Hey,
right?
guess
I don't feel bad. I mean,
hey,
I don't feel bad for him. My bad, man.
Hey, guess who the third call was to?
Who?
Guess.
The other baby mama? Don't tell me that's what she didn't say that. Don't tell me she said that. If she say that shit, I'm done. I'm gone. I'm gone. If she say that shit, motherfucker, I'm gone. I'm gone.
No, like, what order did he call? Did he call the baby mama first, the hospital second, and jail? Like, what order did he call these motherfuckers? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what order do you call the motherfucker?
Hey, Black, can you put me on the screen? Hey, hold on a second. Hey, can you put me on? Wait. Let me. Can you put me on the screen real quick?
Like, what kind of?
I want to. Oh no! Let me show you something real quick. Can you put me on the screen real quick? All right. Let's talk about this.
I could have done the other way. I could have done the other way.
No, this is good. I think I can see it here. So listen, this is the guy, Brayshawn Recovery Fund. This is the guy who threw that motherfucking trash can and hit the cop in the head.
That nigga $555. I need to do me motherfucking trash.
He needs $20,000 to help him recover, right? Because I was so offended by this dude today, man. I was so offended by this guy.
He has to get it for him.
He need $20,000, right? He said, while visiting Arizona, someone from Clubhouse shared his location, and without warning, he was ambushed, shot nearly to death, and is now hospitalized. I don't give a fuck. I don't know why anyone should care that this guy is in trauma. He tried to kill somebody with a damn trash can lid for no reason.
That's what this motherfucking monkey ass get.
This is the dumbest. And you know what this motherfucker posted on Facebook? Hold on a second. Take me off the screen. So I can pull this Facebook up. This motherfucker is on Facebook today talking about dodge death, dodge jail. Like, what the fuck?
That's what the liberals do. They let motherfuckers like that out. That's your fucking liberal friends.
They need to go get this motherfucker, man. Lock his ass up. We need to lock his ass up. Talking about lock him up. Lock him up.
That's your liberal friends. You know what I'm saying? They didn't promote none of this shit. Look at all this shit. Look. What this shit remind you? Look. What did she say? Look, what does this say? Look, 2 officers get killed.
Was taken off life support on Monday. His fellow officer, Jason Mivera, was also killed after both officers responded to a domestic disturbance call. The accused gunman, LaShawn McNeil, was shot and killed by a third officer.
They didn't show his face. They didn't show what color he was and none of that shit. But watch this.
We have 4 times this month rushed to the scene of NYPD officers shot by violent criminals in possession of deadly illegal guns.
Huh? She's more worried about guns than it is. They carrying deadly illegal guns. Get the niggas off the street. Fuck the guns. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, that may be your perspective, but you might fall into that category with some people. So you might want to rethink that statement there. Because some people might see you and be like, I didn't kill black, I killed a nigga. So you know so my opposition to that thought is more self-preservation than agreement, right? Because when I see some niggas doing some nigga shit, I say fuck them niggas. But when someone starts saying, man, let's get rid of these niggas, I say, wait a minute. They might think I'm one. Hold on a second. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my position about the shit. Like I agree with a lot of the stuff, but I don't want them to just start systematically picking them, right? Because that might be in that category. The police is fuck with me the same way they fuck with you, and the reason why isn't because they thought you was a upstanding citizen, it's because they thought you was a nigga, and that's the truth.
Exactly. Let me take this. What does it look like? What does it remind you of?
I've never done videos about this. I think I did a video about this particular. No, this is Portland. They fucking with the police. This is Portland.
What that look like? Snatching the gate? What that look like?
I don't know what this is. Listen, Brian told me that they keep telling me that I voted for this. Listen, okay, but like pause this video for a second. Just a second. Let me say something real quick. This shit was happening when Donald Trump was president. It was happening when Barack Obama was president. It was happening when Bill Clinton was president, George Bush was president, George Bush was president. It's been happening since. So to say that you voted for it would be that it didn't happen 4 years ago and it's happening now. That is the most ignorant statement that I could ever hear or say or read or think. Like,
no, it's not. No, it's not.
Never mind. And when for right, some reason. So for some reason, we have 4 years of utopia, and Americans didn't want that no more, so they voted it out. You got it. I'm not going to argue with that.
What I'm trying to tell you, right, is there's a reason why independents and Democrats is switching parties. It's a reason why
you're showing videos from Donald Trump's presidency.
What, this right here?
The videos you're showing, Donald Trump is the president. Now, the people are saying you voted for this, and I'm saying to them, this is what the fuck was happening when he was president. This didn't just happen. I'm not arguing against whether Joe Biden policies are right. I'm arguing against whether this shit just happened. No, it was happening then. It happened during Barack Obama. It happened during George Bush. It's been happening since I've been alive. And Black, you can't argue against that. You know it's the fucking truth.
It happened for it happened for reasons. Then
whatever
right?
the reason is, it happened though, right? This isn't new. This didn't just start happening. And you're showing videos from when Donald Trump was president, so it's not new.
Okay.
And you're showing videos from when you're showing videos from Donald Trump was president, and this person keeps typing in the chat, "You voted for this."
Can I talk?
Just let me finish real quick. This person, the reason why I'm speaking is because this person's saying you voted for this while you're showing videos from when Donald Trump was president. That is an ignorant fucking statement. It is ignorant as fuck.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? So that's the ignorant statement, right?
Yes.
While this was going on, all these protests and shootings and things that went on, did Donald Trump offer these cities and these states offer them help to end this, to stop this, or did the states say, or did the cities say they don't need Donald Trump help, let it go and they can handle this?
Right. So I will say yes, Donald Trump offered help, and I will also wait. So let me. I said yes. So let me respond to the yes.
The second part of the question. You can say the whole thing. You can say the whole thing.
Go ahead.
All right. Now, the second part is right. It's the same thing going on, right, under Joe Biden. Have you heard under Joe Biden, right? The same thing's going on under Joe Biden. Have you heard Joe Biden offer any of these cities or towns or districts or anything help?
I don't. Where's the protest like this is happening under Joe Biden that Joe Biden has ignored? Like, show me that video. I will say that. Well, I don't know.
I didn't say protest. I said crime.
I would say I don't know, because you're not showing videos of crime. You're showing videos of protests, and Donald Trump can't fix crime. Donald Trump couldn't fix crime. There's no way he could. He could definitely help stop. He can help stop the protests by sending more people in. But I don't think that Donald Trump is going to be able to send in the police, the National Guard in to stop fucking crime. Like, I don't know about that shit. But let me say this. I said yes. Wait, let me finish, because I was gonna say this earlier. You wouldn't let me say it. I said yes. Donald Trump did offer help, but it doesn't mean that the video that you're showing still didn't happen while Donald Trump was president, which prompted him to offer help. The answer is yes, he offered help, but yes, it had already happened.
Okay, when I asked my question, okay, I'll let you talk. When I asked my question, right, I took this video off the table and I added other things to it, including this video. So I didn't just say this video. I said crime also, and he offered these cities and these states help. I named a number of things, right? And I asked, did he ask help? And I asked, did Joe Biden offer help on the same crime, murders, all of those shit, right? I asked, did he offer the same help on a multitude of things, not just one thing? But when you made your argument, you narrowed it down to one thing, and you dismissed the fact that I asked a question about did he offer help on a numerous things. Now, let me rephrase the question. Donald Trump asked, do people need help on numerous things, right? Have you heard Joe Biden ask anybody, do they need help on one thing?
I don't know. You would have to tell me about a specific instance of what you're talking about where I could give you a reply, but I don't have a reply.
Okay.
I don't have one.
I will give you a reply. The rising murders across the nation.
Right. So someone asked about how can Joe Biden how could Joe Biden stop the rising murders? First off, the murder rate is no higher than it was when Donald Trump was president. So we wouldn't say that, but we'll just say, how could Joe Biden stop the murder rate? Unless they've got a fucking the police that can tell you that someone's going to commit a crime to stop before they get it. Someone asked about the black unemployment rate, and this is the black unemployment rate. So you can make me big on the screen so we can show them, because they said under Donald Trump, we had the lowest unemployment rate, or whatever the fuck what they're saying, and we're back to that level again. So does Joe Biden get credit for the black unemployment rate being low? right?
We're not back to a low unemployment rate.
We're not going to talk about that. We're
not back to a black unemployment rate.
We're going to ignore that, right? So this person,
we're not back to a black unemployment with a low unemployment rate. That number is 6.
It's on the screen right now. It's on the screen now.
Can I explain?
Donald Trump had a.
Are you going to let me explain? Right, with the numbers.
Go for it.
The reason why we have that's low filing for unemployment. Am I wrong or am I right?
It's the same for Donald Trump. It's the. I'm not going to accept that, right? I'm not going to accept it. You're either going to accept the fucking evidence or you're not. Right? If you're not going to accept it, you're not going to accept it. You can't argue. No, Black. Fuck that shit, man. You can't. No, listen. You can't argue that Donald Trump had low unemployment for black people, right? Which is what this motherfuckers in the chat doing, right? Donald Trump, and then I say, let me fucking finish. This motherfucker in the chat saying unemployment for black people, and I showed it. I showed the fucking unemployment for black people. It's on the fucking screen. You can see it. And then you say, oh, well, that's people fucking filing. It's the same for fucking Donald Trump. It was the exact fucking same thing for Donald Trump. You can't say for Donald Trump it's one thing, but for Joe Biden it's another. It's the exact same fucking statistic.
Can I finish my point?
No. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. The reason why it's a low unemployment right now, and you can check the Googles, right? I asked you, it's a low number for people filing for unemployment. The reason why people can't file for unemployment because if you look up the number of people that are on an unpaid leave, it's a high number. Right, and if you're on unpaid leave because you got laid off because of a mandate, right? That means you can't file for unemployment. That's why lots of people losing their house and stuff like that. And when them
Black
people don't
Black, it does not change how they calculate the unemployment rate. Every fact that you're giving applies when they calculate the unemployment rate. So no matter, I agree with what you're saying. I 100% agree with you. It is always the fact when they calculate the unemployment rate. It never changes. So every fact that you're throwing in is always the case every time they calculate it. So all of the presidents are under the same fucking criteria for calculating that number. So you can't say, oh, well, the reason why it's low now is because of this. The same fucking things was impacting Donald Trump.
Hey, can I ask you a couple of questions? Like 4 questions, yes or no, right? 4 or 5 questions.
I don't like answering yes or no questions because you're not going to.
They're simple questions. They're simple questions.
A yes or no question needs to be a very simple question. Okay. Do I think is this what? Go ahead.
Okay. Or is there a shortage in the medical profession?
Yeah.
Is there a shortage in the trucking profession?
Yeah.
Is there a shortage in the teaching profession?
Yeah.
Right. So if there's a shortage in every profession, how is it low income? How is it low unemployment when restaurant workers in every possible field it's a shortage in workers? So I don't understand how is it a low unemployment rate when it's a lot of people that get mandated, right? And it's a lot of people that can't find workers. I don't understand how them two add up.
What do you mean? You don't understand how it works out. Are you a truck driver?
No, I'm saying
that's no question. You a truck driver?
My son
is. Are you a truck driver? No. Are you a truck driver? Are you a truck driver?
My son is.
Are you a truck driver?
No, I'm not.
No. So you can't fill a truck driver job. Are you a nurse? You can't fill a nurse job. Are you a medical assistant? You can't fill a medical assistant job. Why are there openings? Because there are people who are filling those jobs that quit, and there's not someone that's standing behind them that can fill those jobs. That's why there's openings. So I agree with you that I need an engineer. I need technicians. I need like 6 technicians, but I'm having a hard time finding them. But it's mostly because there are lots of businesses who retracted and now they're growing and they need more workers and they're paying more money. So people are moving around.
The biggest economy, I mean the biggest job section in in the U.S. is the private industry. Most private industry, high employment is private industry. Most of the businesses shut down because of whatever cases may be due to the COVID situation, right? So I don't understand if there's a shortage in everything, hotel workers and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
How can it be a low unemployment, right, when it's a high unemployment in everything and a high shortage in everything you can name? Nothing's being created. None of this new deals for new this. Everybody ain't doing no construction on infrastructure, right? I mean, everybody. It is so many jobs that's open and people not even applying for them jobs because they can't even go to school. They can't go to training school and shit like that because most of this shit is closed down. So ain't nobody
Nothing's closed down, right? But you are making a very good point, Black. Where are the people to fill the jobs if there's a low unemployment rate? And I do not have an answer for that question. I do not. I know that the nursing field always has a shortage, and there's always a need for nurses, right? There's always a need for engineers. There's always a need for technicians. I do not understand why it's greater. On my anecdotal opinion, I would say that people are looking for places where they can earn more money because people are trying to grow after contracting. So after COVID, like in the industry I'm in, a lot of people laid people off, and those businesses lost workers. Now those workers are able to command a higher salary. So we're doing interviews every week, but we ain't hiring nobody. Even though we give offers. Wait a minute. We're giving offers, but people don't take the offers because they get better offers. So that means there's a lot of competition in the market.
Adrian, think of this, right?
What?
If you don't take the Trump juice and you get unpaid leave, right, and you don't get a check.
Okay.
But if you took the Trump juice and say the same thing, I'm sick of this or whatever it may happen, right, and you get laid off, you get it, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, they're trying to pick and choose and make people bow down to what they want in order to even make a living, right? So you can do the same thing in the same thing situation, but as long as you got that shit up in your system, you have extra privileges. This is what they're trying to tell you, right? You know what I'm saying?
Why is it an extra privilege? What is the privilege that someone
because they can get
it's just not a privilege to work. It's not a privilege. You don't have a right.
If you quit your job because you got the shit up in you,
if you quit your job, that's freedom. That's freedom. You quit your job, that's freedom. That's what that's called.
Well, if they lay you off, this is what I'm saying. If they lay you off for any other reason, right, besides getting the Trump juice up in you, you can get unemployment, right? But
Maybe. No, it depends on what type of employment you have. It depends on what type of employment you have. I'm
just making a general point. I'm just making a general point, right? I'm making a general point, right?
You can get unemployment if you're not fired for cause, right? In general, you can get unemployment if you're
let me say unpaid leave, right? If you on unpaid leave,
yeah,
right? Most people, right, are getting paid leave. That's what I'm trying to tell you, right? So it's either, you know what I'm saying, you can stay at home and get this paid leave.
Wait, this person says you have the right to work. It's in the Bill of Rights. All right, let's go. Come on.
Yeah. Like it's in certain states, Bill of Rights, like parents have the right to be influenced on what their kids can and cannot learn in school.
Listen, government forcing you to get a corporation's product is fascism. I don't know. I don't think the people know what fascism is. I really don't think they know what it is, but you know,
Hitler was a fascist.
Yeah.
Right. And Hitler forced people to do things. Hitler forced people to inject things in them and stuff like that. Right.
Listen, you can pick whatever parts of the story you like out and say, well, this is the part that's fascism. You know what fascism is? Fascism is not getting a fucking vaccine because it helps to prevent the spread of the virus.
That is not fascism.
That is not fascism. So if you're going to use Hitler as an example, then you have to then show the example of where Hitler was like, hey, we want to use this vaccine so we can stop the spread of this virus. That's not what the fuck Hitler was doing.
The Jews was the Jews was the virus.
You can use that.
The Jews was the virus, man. What are you talking about? He's saying the Jews was the virus. They was the disease to the
You're
country.
using an analogy. You're using an analogy, but I don't.
But that's what he said.
I don't accept that analogy as accurate.
But what Joe Biden saying, the motherfucking the people that ain't got the Trump juice is a disease to the country. They killing people. It's this reason why. Come on, it's the same fucking thing.
You don't have to. No, listen. You do not have to do anything.
It's the same thing.
No, wait. Listen for a second. You do not have to do anything that you do not want to do. You don't have.
You're not listening to what I'm saying.
You have freedom. No, listen. You have freedom in America. You do not have to participate, but you don't have the right to tell the other person because they also have a right, right? If I own a business, I have a right. You're a citizen, you have a right. You're a worker, you have a right. I have a right to say, if you come in here, you got to do this. You can say, I'm not doing that. It's my body. Well, then we have a disagreement. The same as if the person says, we're only going to pay you this much money. And I say, I don't want that much money. I want more. He says, you don't get that much. I said, well, fuck you then. I go somewhere else. That is your choice. That is your freedom. You have freedom, but you don't have the ability to say, I'm not going to do it, and you're not going to make me do it.
If I got a freedom, why do I got to wear a mask?
For the same reason. You don't.
Wait.
If you don't want to wear a mask, if you don't want to wear a mask, right? I'm answering your question. Why you got to wear a mask? If you don't want to wear a mask, right? You either one, build your own facility, and you have a private fucking party, and you do what the fuck you want to do. Right? That's what you do.
So what you say? So you're saying what Joe Biden's saying, right? Since you're not part of this community, you have to go outside of the community because you're not accepted in this community. Because we all of this, and you're not. That's
what I'm saying is that your freedom is that you can do what you want to do. If the government says that this is the rules in this place.
It's not.
Let me finish. You have the right to say, I'm going to go somewhere else. If the place where you work says you can't do this here, you have the right to say, I'm going to go somewhere else. If I don't like the laws in Georgia for voting, I got the right to say, I'm going to move somewhere else because I don't like these laws. These laws are fucked up. You should move. You should leave. That's your right. You don't got to stay. That's how I feel.
Okay. And you have a right to feel like that. Even though that's bullshit, you have a right to feel like that.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody can take that. Nobody can take that bullshit ass right away from you. You have the right to feel like that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if I go to work and my boss says this is what you got to do to work here now, I say I'm not doing that shit. I'm out. That's it. I go somewhere else.
What happens is right. America used to have freedoms, right?
What is the freedom that you're talking about that they used to have that you don't have? Well, tell me the freedoms that black people used to have that they don't have no more. I got this book in front of me right now called The Souls of Black Folks. I can read to you about some of the freedoms they didn't have.
A freedom.
I can read to you the specifics of the shit they didn't have.
A freedom to not put shit in your body if you don't want to.
Well, then listen, let's ask W.E. Du Bois about that shit.
You have a freedom of all that shit.
You have freedom of which you speak. Before 1750, while the fire of African freedom still burned in the veins of the slaves, there was in all leadership or attempted leadership, but the one motive of revolt and revenge typified in the terrible Maroons, the Danish blacks, and the Cato of Stono, unveiling all blacks in fear of insurrection. The liberalizing tendencies of the latter half of the 18th century brought along the kindly relations between black and white. Thoughts of ultimate adjustment and assimilation. The reason why they fucking wanted to work it out, because they didn't want them to fucking try to kill them. They said, let's try to do something different. Because these motherfuckers are going to rise up against us and fucking try to kill us if we don't allow them to be free. These people, we've been fighting for freedom. We've been fighting for equality. And I'm not a person who says that white people will hold me back. I had a lot of success in America. So that's not the argument that I have. I'm arguing against it when someone says there is no racism. I say that's insane.
It's no racism. It's racist people, man. It's racist people, man. It's no such thing as racism.
How does America enforce Jim Crow laws if America is not racist? How do they allow Jim Crow laws to exist? How do they allow segregation?
You talking about now?
No, I'm talking about in fucking America. How does America?
We never said America wasn't racist. We said America is not racist.
Okay, all right. So we agree on something there. Then. Okay.
America is not racist right now. It's not racist.
Right, there's no. So you don't believe you don't believe there's racism in America?
No, I don't.
Really?
No, I don't.
Really?
I believe it's racist people.
So you don't believe that? You don't believe that the federal government doesn't? The federal government, local government, state governments, counties, police officers, none of these things are impacting black people because of their race.
No.
You don't think so? So wait.
I can never defend it.
No. I mean, you just said yes. You said yes. You said no. You said no.
Okay.
So when you talk about the 94 crime bill, which you always bring up, right, and you blame it on the Democrats every single time, is the 94 crime bill racist?
It wasn't.
Okay. All right. I just want to hear you say it out loud that we got it on tape. I mean, that way next time you tell me that Joe Biden's racist, and you say because of the 94 crime bill, I'll say the 94 crime bill is not racist, and you said it wasn't.
Okay. But like I said, it was racist people, but it's not racism. Now, I didn't say the thing that Joe Biden that said in the laws that he implemented wasn't racist, right? Because Joe Biden was talking about giving people life for a damn jaywalking ticket, right? So
no one talked about giving anyone life for a jaywalking ticket.
Joe Biden didn't say that?
First, no. But I have to see the clip of that shit to believe that shit.
Google
it. Jaywalking, first off, jaywalking is not a felony, so that wouldn't be 3 strikes.
They said Joe Biden put in his new crime bill, he wanted to give a life for prison or the death penalty for everything, including jaywalking.
Let me see. I'm gonna just type in life in prison for jaywalking and see if
look up Joe Biden life in prison for jaywalking.
Can you get time in prison for jaywalking? This is
no, you didn't Google what I said. Look up Joe Biden life in prison for jaywalking. He said that when he was going for the bill, he was trying to be tougher than the Republicans on crime, and he said it came up with he wanted to give up life prisons or the death penalty for everything, including jaywalking.
Let's see.
Am I wrong?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
All right, when you Google it, should come up.
Solo Chill says, I don't know shit. Now listen, I said I don't know, so I'm not disagreeing with you on that one.
But you Googled it though, right?
I Google. It says this clip and title description were not created by C-SPAN. So that's first off. So let's see if it'll play.
I'm just saying, can you read the title? What did the title say?
It says Biden death penalty jaywalking. But I'm trying to get to the clip, but it won't play the clip. So
Okay. Now, when in the descriptions that
wait. Okay, wait a minute now. So listen, I hate that I'm fucking right most of the time, and I'm right this time too. It says the bill would do everything but hang people for jaywalking. So it doesn't say it's going to do anything to anyone for jaywalking. It says everyone for everything but hang people for jaywalking. Let's listen to it.
Let me tell you what is in the bill, and I'll let you all decide whether or not this is weak. Let me get down here a compendium of the things that are in the bill.
Everybody heard this before, Adrian.
Right. So if you heard it before, then why are you quoting it wrong? If you heard it before, why are you quoting it wrong?
I may have quoted wrong. Look, I may have quoted wrong.
You did not say you get a death penalty for jaywalking. That's the opposite of what he said. But what how about let me ask you a question. Is the 3 strikes rule, right, for drug dealers, is that racist?
No.
Right. So that's not racist, right? So this person is in the chat says the 3 strikes rules for drug dealers is racist. I imagine. That's why they put it there.
No. But the reason I said no, because no matter what reason somebody give, right, and I can give a perfectly good example of why it is racist, right, and you're going to twist it and give up your explanation and not going to give me a reason to defend myself. So
but I'm not the one that's saying that America is not racist. You are. So you would be arguing against yourself because all I'm doing is stating what you said. You
What?
say that the 94 crime bill is racist, and no, I'm not. So, and I
I
actually,
listen to what I said. Listen to what I said.
Wait, Black. I said, is America
what I'm
racist?
saying?
No. Just let me finish. I said,
Because you're putting words in my mouth, Adrian. I said the crime bill is not racist.
Crime bill is not racist, and America is not racist.
Listen.
Right,
It's gonna take me 5 seconds. You can keep on going, right?
Yep.
I said the crime bill was not racist, right?
Yep.
Right. But the people that the crime bill was aimed after and the descriptions Joe Biden gave in the crime bill of the people was racist.
Okay, so the crime bill is not racist, and the people that they're directing the bill towards were racist. So the people who wrote the bill, politicians, this is the federal government. You cannot separate the fucking two. It's the federal government you're talking about. And the law that was created was for the United States of America. So the law that's created, if it was created by racist people directed toward black people or toward whatever race you want to say, you have to also agree that these people working for the government created a law that was racist. That's all I'm saying. Now you don't have to agree with me, but that's all I'm saying.
Adrian, do you believe people make mistakes?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Do you think Joe Biden made a mistake with the 94 crime bill?
Every other person, including every other person, apologized for and talked about the effect that it had on the black community. Joe Biden did it. So what I'm saying is, even if everybody voted for it, right? After a while, people understood it was a mistake. It's kind of like slavery, right? People understand it was a mistake, and they apologized for. Wait, and they apologized for it. Joe Biden crime bill has locked up more people black men in prison, right? Than slavery. Google that.
I'm not. You don't have an argument for me for the fact that you're going to put it on Joe Biden.
So Joe Biden effect on black people had a big effect in slavery.
Black, let me finish for a second, dog. I'm not. You don't have an argument for me on the 94 crime bill. You don't have an argument for me on the 94 crime bill. I'm in agreement that this bill was targeted toward black people. You don't have an argument. The argument that I'm making is that when you say there is no racism in America and America is not racist, you're gonna then say, well, America is not racist. It's really just Joe Biden. 70 fucking senators voted for this goddamn bill. What about them? What about the other 69? What are they? Stupid. They agree. No, wait, let me finish. They agree with Joe Biden, and if Joe Biden is a racist, then so are they. And you know who voted for this fucking bill in high order? Fucking Republicans, because this is what they wanted. This is what the Republicans wanted.
Can I make my point now?
So when you say that the 94 crime bill is not racist, I can say, you know what, you're right, it's not racist. It applies to every citizen equally. But the law was fucking written to specifically target certain people, the same as this fucking Georgia law, right? So when you say that Joe Biden's a racist for creating this bill, and you say the reason why it's racist because it targets certain people, I say that the Georgia voting laws are racist because they were made to target certain people.
Okay, now can I defend myself? I didn't cut you off.
Right? Go ahead.
Now, when I first started the conversation, I said, "Do you believe people make mistakes?" And and I said people apologize for that mistake, and I said Joe Biden didn't. Now, when you switch the narrative and say, "Well, 74 people voted for this," I didn't say that. I said some people said they admitted to making mistakes.
Are you asking me a question about Joe Biden apologizing, or do you want me to give a commentary on Joe Biden, whether he apologized or what he apologized?
What I'm saying is,
because you made that statement, but that statement.
I didn't cut you off. Like Adrian, come on, I didn't cut you off. You keep cutting.
I'm asking you a question. Do you want me to give a commentary on whether Joe Biden apologized or not? Is that what you want me to do?
No, I don't. I don't give a. I didn't ask you for your no comment. I said, "Hey, what do you think about this?" I didn't say that. Okay. I was trying to make a point. You cut me off.
I didn't think you did. I didn't
say that. You assuming stuff. Like that wasn't even the point I was trying to make. I don't even like you go on and assume points I'm trying to make. Like wasn't the point I was trying to make.
Go ahead. What's what trying to make? Like my bad. Go ahead.
I don't forgot the point. That was the first thing I was saying.
Here, 10, 15, 20. Biden says crime bill was a mistake. So there you go. So he did actually say it was a mistake. So you say he never said it, but he actually did say it. And this is from
Last year.
20, The Hill. This is 2 years ago when he was still running for president.
Yeah.
This is when he was lying, trying to get voted in. So there you go. And this is when he was out there telling y'all some bullshit to get voted in.
Well,
listen, somebody said something in the chat. I wanted to say something too. Somebody,
okay.
where to go? Trump. I'm not gonna say nothing about Trump freeing people. I'm gonna ignore that. America isn't racist.
Okay, can I make my point now?
Go ahead, make your point.
For the 20th time, that like I'm trying to make the 20th point for the 20th time. Like, okay,
right, I'm muting. Go ahead, say it.
My point ain't gonna take that long. That's what I said. My point doesn't even take that long. It takes 10 seconds, right? Okay, I don't forgot. Can you repeat? Okay, what the hell I was thinking about? Can you repeat what the hell you just said? Because, like I said, I'm with the first sentence. Okay,
what I said about what?
What I was saying, because I don't forgot. Like you said, the first one I can finish it.
Oh, what I said was, are you asking me to give commentary on Joe Biden not apologizing because you?
Okay. This is what I was trying to point. Okay, this is what I was trying to. I know. I know. Going now. Hold on. I got my frame of thought. This is the point I was trying to make. Right. The point I was trying to make is people make mistakes, and if everybody apologized for the crime bill and said it had a major effect on the black community, right? And everybody apologized, but except Joe Biden before the campaign, right? Do that mean he's really apologetic if he didn't apologize until he was running for the campaign? Because they have all kind of other conversations where he said, I don't apologize. I wrote it. I done this. And he was bragging about the crime bill. Now all of a sudden he apologized for it, right? So the only thing I'm asking you is how is it that he always get the benefit of the doubt of not being racist when and it's a fact. Joe Biden policy, the 94 crime bill, imprisoned more black men than any slave in American history, period. That's the only point I was trying to make. That's a fact. Tell me where I'm wrong. Hello? Are you there?
My bad. I was on mute. I was talking the whole time. Listen, Bernard Filmer says in the chat, blacks lobbied for the 94 crime bill. And the reason why the 94 crime bill was enacted and the reason why it was supported by both sides is because in high order, people in the black community said something needs to be done. That is a fact. The same way when Richard Nixon said there's a war on drugs, he didn't write that phrase. He didn't even come up with that. He was repeating what was told to him by the Black Congressional Caucus when they met with him in the 60s during the heroin epidemic in New York. And they came to him and they said, something has to be done. And that's when the war on drugs was started. Richard Nixon in the 60s. And you know who asked for it? Black people.
Tell me when it's my turn.
Wait. I'm going to tell you. Black politicians asked for this. They asked for it. They said, we need help. And they went to Richard Nixon, and Richard Nixon gave a speech. And the speech that I can't remember the congressman's name from New York, from Harlem. But basically, the speech that Richard Nixon gave was directly from the conversation they had with this black congressman from New York, from Harlem. I can't remember his name, but he's famous. He's a very famous person. But and actually, the video of the conversation is actually on YouTube now. You can listen to it. You can. I'll fucking find it and put a link to it. But there's a video of the conversation because they recorded it and it was released recently. But in this conversation that they were having with Richard Nixon, they said, we need help. We need help. And Richard Nixon said, yes, we'll help you. And he coined the phrase war on drugs. And when Ronald Reagan became president, he picked it up and he used the fear that was growing in the white community about the danger of the drugs coming to them as a way to support his policy. And it just carried on with Bill Clinton in the 90s. It carried on. So
all right, now can I make one point?
Yep.
Okay, now you see, now I've been to prison, right? And I have a family that's been inside of prison and stuff like that. So I know both sides of the law, right? Yeah. Now you have to understand what goes on the inside to know what goes on the outside, right?
Yeah.
Now what goes on the inside, when Joe Biden done that 94 crime bill, it also took out it changed the Department of rehabilitation, it changed it to the Department of Corrections. So they stopped rehabilitating people and took out a lot of government programs, right? Now, if you Google, I want you to Google Joe Biden prison Pell Grants, right? When Joe Biden took out the Pell Grants in prison, which was part of that 94 crime bill, it stopped a lot of prisoners from getting rehabilitated and coming out of prison with an education, and that was job ready, right? So Joe Biden didn't fuck up the people and sent them to harsher, longer times in prison. He also gave them no options when they got out of prison, you know what I'm saying, to be rehabilitated, right? Okay. And you can say that people wanted the communities cleaned up, and that is true. Black people especially wanted the communities cleaned up. But you also have to understand they wanted it clean. They didn't want it disproportionate, right? Because
so let me ask you a question though, Black, right? Before you go further, can I ask you a question? Do you believe that tax money should be used to educate people who committed violent crimes that would allow them to be in prison for longer than a year?
Somebody asked me a question, which is going to be a perfect answer for you. Somebody asked me a question one time. Somebody asked me a question one time. He said, would you help a child molester out? I said, hell no, I wouldn't help no child molester out, right? That's a stupid, who the fuck would do that? He said, why wouldn't you help a child molester out? Because it's a possibility you can help him stop doing what he's doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? If he asks you for help, or if it's a situation you can help somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like that. See, people don't want to help people in situations like that. They automatically say, because you're one way, and you know what I'm saying, we shouldn't assist you in any help or something like that, right? It's certain people you can't help, of course, but it's some people you can't help. So if you have the opportunity to educate some people, you know what I'm saying, that's going to prison, you're not going to educate all of them, just like out of prison. But you can help some of them people with an education, you know what I'm saying, to not help them return to prison, but better them for when they get out of prison. And that's all some of them people ask for, and that's all some of them people need. They never had that opportunity.
So you believe that federal funds should be used to educate people who committed crimes that will warrant them being in prison for longer than a year. You do believe.
When you in prison, you are a ward of the state, and the state got to take care of you. And if the state take care of you, they should give you state programs that better help you out. You know what I'm saying? That can help you get jobs, right? Because it's you're a ward of the state. You're just like an orphan or anything else. The state protect you, and while they're protecting you and got you in a situation, they said rehabilitate you, right? Jail was supposed to be rehabilitation, not corrections.
So you believe that the federal government should allocate funds for people.
How many times I got to tell you yes?
The answer is yes, right?
I told you 5 times.
Let me ask you another question. Do you believe that the federal government should allocate funds for people who have not committed crimes so they can get an associate's degree from a community college?
Yes.
Right. So you agree with that too? Okay. All right. I'm very surprised you said yes to that, because Joe Biden is actually trying to do that, and the Republicans are absolutely against that.
No, Joe Biden is not trying to do that.
He is trying to do it, but he can't get enough votes to get it done. So
right now, is ways that somebody from little bitty old South Central Los Angeles can make it to a big old Notre Dame, right? From a community college, get the right grades and stuff like that, get scholarships and stuff like that. So you have an opportunity. You're not automatically banned. So him saying, oh, we're going to free up schools, it's not giving nobody opportunity. It is making it easier, right? Which is not supposed to happen. You're supposed to get the best, not the easiest.
No, what Joe Biden is trying to do is, what Joe Biden was actually trying to do is that make it so that people could go to community college for free. That's what he's trying to do. And so let me finish. So the same thing that you believe that people who in prison should get, you believe that people in prison should also get this. They should be
Adrian, able. Can I ask you a question? Wait.
Let me finish. You believe that people in prison.
I said yes.
And I'm saying that Joe Biden also wants it for people that are not in prison, but the Republicans are against that. I don't know.
They're against it.
The Republicans are for the crime bill, right? Which means that there were 4 Republicans are for the 94 crime bill, which took away the Pell Grants. You can say Joe Biden's the all you want. The Republicans were for it. It was 70 people that voted for it. Republicans were for it. And the Republicans are against free community college for anyone who didn't go to prison. So they're not only against people in prison getting educations, they're also against people not in prison getting free education. They're against both. Republicans.
Hey, can I ask you a question? Who pays for community college right now?
You pay for it.
No, you don't.
As a citizen, whoever goes to it pays for it.
No,
or
you don't.
Okay, then no one. Then who
You
pays?
fill out a financial aid reform,
Hey,
right?
my daughter's about to go to college next year. Listen, you
You
understand.
said community college, Adrian.
You
said
gotta pay for
community college.
You gotta pay for community college too. There is no
you
free
don't.
college.
You sign financial aid. You get financial aid.
You sign up for financial aid, and they determine what your financial your
The
need
federal
is.
government federal government pays for it. You don't pay for it out your pocket, man.
Are you?
They didn't give you a check.
Black Rosebud, are you? It all depends on how poor you are. It all depends on how much grant money is available. There's a lot of variables in this. Of community college. No college is free. No college is free. No college is free.
Adrian,
No free
in
college.
LA, when you turn 18 years old, right, and you're not on your you're grown. You can't say, "Oh, I'm under my parents," this and that. You can file as independent and grown. You file as independent and grown, you have no income, none. You go to college for free, man. What are you talking about? You go to college for free and you get money, man.
Community college is not free, man.
It is. I can call 15 people right now, and they can tell you in LA, community college is free. They give you money. Listen, Adrian, they give you money to go to college. They pay for your classes and cut you a check for the semester.
You talking to a person. Listen, I've been to college. I understand how this shit works. I get you. I understand what you're saying, right? I understand.
It's free.
I understand that you got to check back, right? I get it. Some people get checked back. I understand that that's how it works sometimes, right?
I'm telling you,
I dated a girl. I dated a girl who went to community college. The whole time I was with her for 5 years. She went to community college for the entire time we was together. She never fucking graduated. And you know what she got at the fucking end of her time at community college? A motherfucking bill to pay her fucking loans. Community college is not fucking free. It is not fucking free. You can qualify for grants. You can qualify for grants, and you can get fucking grants. And grants you don't have to pay back. And once you have exhausted your grant money, you have to take a fucking loan.
Who the grant comes from?
The grant comes from the federal government. But community college is not free.
It's free, man. It's free, man.
Community college is not free. It's never been free. It is not free. It is not fucking free. It ain't free. Community college is not free. Community college is not free.
Anyway, I done talk. We done had a long talk, nigga. I gotta go and do something, nigga. It's been nice fucking.
Listen.
You got to replay this and see how angry your ass get.
Hey, Black, your audience is not. I got pissed off at one point in time. You pissed.
You got pissed off a couple of times, and it was no reason to get pissed off.
You pissed me off. Listen, you know what pissed me off is reading the chat and listening to what you're saying. I'm like, God damn it! Listen, I'm 100% right, 100% right, and they're saying this guy is stupid. Like even when I agree with you, they go against me, which means they're going against you. But they still say stupid.
They don't have to agree with me everything. I'm pretty sure they don't agree with me everything. That's the thing about me.
I said, Black. I said community college is not free. You said it's free. The chat says community college is free. And then when when I said something about free, somebody said community college ain't free. This guy's stupid. Black Rosebud said community college is free 30 times in a row, and I kept saying it's not.
Out here, community college is free.
Community college is not. What's the community college in your area, Black? I'm about to listen. Anne Arundel Community College, where I live at, is $15,000 a year.
Hold on.
This shit is not free, dog.
You have look out here. You have community college. You have junior college. You have university. You have private colleges.
Los Angeles City College is $6,000 after financial aid. You know what you pay for when you go there? You probably don't pay no money. You know why? Because you get a fucking loan. Because they give you a loan and you don't know what you signed up for because you're 18. Because that's what happened to me.
Listen to what you're saying, right? I understand that, right? But what I'm saying is, you think, right? You think for one instance, right, that the Democrats are going to let you go to school for free with no tail, It's going to be a catch. Nothing is free, but it's free, right? Nothing is free, but if they're enrolled in college right now, you don't need a dime. Not one single cent.
So that's two separate things, though, right? That you're correct. I could go to college right now and walk in there and sign a promissory note. You are correct. I can go there and sign
Not one single cent
to pay. I don't have to have no money. All I gotta do is say yes, I'll pay you back, and they'll say fine, we'll get you a loan to pay for this shit. You are correct.
If we're gonna go on that,
That's
right?
not free. That's not free.
If we're gonna go on that level, right? Every year that you've been in junior high, high school, and stuff like that, you had a grant. Somebody paid for you to be in that class.
Yes. Okay. I'm not.
Right?
No disagreement for me.
Because you get a certain amount of money per child. So it's the same thing with college. You know what I'm saying? But the only thing with college is they pay for your class and they give you a loan, right?
Yes. That's not free.
Huh?
That's not free. You've got to pay that back.
Okay. And all through grade school, you don't have to pay it back because somebody else is getting paid for you, right? So when you're grown,
because the federal government says that we'll give an education to every student from kindergarten through 12th grade. So the local government,
somebody is paying for that. Just like when you
the local government, the state government, and the federal government all contribute to the education of the citizens of America from K through 12.
So when you get grown and your education is used up, right? You have a chance to get further your education, right? And you have the opportunity. But instead of the government paying for you, you're grown and you're responsible for your own thing. Because 18, you're grown, you have to take the responsibility to pay for yourself. And if you can't pay for yourself, we're going to give you a loan. But you have to pay that loan back because you're now grown.
I'm not arguing with you there. That's what I said. I said it's not free. You got to pay for that shit.
But it don't cost a dime. What I'm saying is it don't cost a dime because it's still
two separate things. It's not costing a dime mean you don't got to pay for it all. You do got to pay for it.
It's ambiguous. You know what I'm saying? You can say it like that. You know what I'm saying? Because when I'm not saying it's free, but it's
I like Scholar said, how does the government get money? Taxpayers, slaves wake up. Yeah, I used to talk about it all the time. Like what industry does the federal government have that produces a profit? What does the government do that produces a profit?
I don't know. Nothing.
Right. The truth is nothing. The government does nothing to produce.
The government job is to play Robin Hood. Is the Robin Hood and give to the poor.
Everything the government does is operating off of the taxes that they collect from the people. And the only reason why they do what they do is because the people ask them to do it. Right. And if we don't want them to do it anymore, we have to vote people in office that say we don't want them to do that for us anymore. So I am agreeing with your audience, and I'm agreeing with you that we have the power to change. We have to vote politicians who say the government don't need to do that shit. Like we need roads and lights and water. We don't need this other shit, right? We need schools. We need the kids to be educated, but we don't need all this other shit. So I agree with that, and I'm 100% for politicians who's come to the plate and say, I want to reduce the budget because we're going to take some of this shit out. I'm for that.
Well, that's what the Republicans are about. We're about small budget.
Which Republican? The deficit rose under Trump. So which Republican are you talking about? The deficit rose under Trump.
Can I ask you a question, man?
Yes.
Everybody say the deficit rose under Trump, right?
It did.
And the deficit rose under every president, right? It's just so happened Trump ran into coronavirus right now. People automatically Trump lost jobs and Trump this, right? But they always forget to mention that it was a reason for that, right? And he had to make certain business decisions, you know what I'm saying, as far as raising the debt ceiling, you know what I'm saying, to help out with the so-called pandemic and funding and shit like that. So this was something he had to do, you know what I'm saying? This is not a decision he wanted to do because he fought against that decision because he wanted to keep the country open and he didn't want to raise the money. He didn't want to do the debt ceiling.
But the deficit rose.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it wasn't because of the deficit didn't rise because of
you said he gave out checks, right?
The deficit, no, that was inflation.
You said he gave out money, right? That's why inflation.
No, I didn't say that about the deficit. We're talking about two different things right now.
What'd you say then?
That was about inflation. We're talking about the deficit. The
The
deficit
deficit
rose.
was because of that. Donald Trump wasn't borrowing no money from no other countries and shit like that. Donald Trump was getting no money. Was getting money.
Hey, Black, put me on the screen real quick so I can show you this right here. Just real quick. It'll just take a second. All right. What year was Donald Trump elected?
OMG.
Donald Trump was elected in 2017, right? So there's a downward trend of the national deficit. This is a fact. This is not, you know what I'm saying? This cannot be disputed. There's a downward trend, and then Donald Trump is elected, and then there's an upward trend. And it's the upward trend. They've attributed this growth right here directly to Donald Trump's tax cuts. This is Donald Trump's tax cuts that he said would pay for themselves, but they didn't. They created a deficit. Deficit is created because of taxes that they did not collect because they gave a tax cut to the rich. So it was not because of the pandemic. This is the pandemic. That's the pandemic, right? So that's, you know what I'm saying? There's no explanation for that. That just happened. This is not Donald Trump's fault.
So what president had a reduction what president had a deduction?
This is Barack Obama, right? This is Barack Obama. This is Donald Trump, right? This is Barack Obama. This is Donald Trump. This is the recession. This is the recession, right? So this is the Great Recession here. So the deficit rose because of the recession, and Joe. This is Barack Obama, and it dropped. This is Donald.
Wait. Everybody know. Wait.
What year was Joe Biden president? What year was Obama president?
Listen, man. Coming out of recession, right? Barack Obama didn't create no jobs. Them jobs was already coming fucking back.
This is Barack. I'm not talking. I'm talking about this is a non-debatable fact.
Oh my God.
This is the national deficit. This is a non-debatable fact.
Hold on, wait a minute. I got something for you. Hold on.
This is Barack Obama's presidency. These 8 years right here, and it dropped.
Hold on.
It dropped. This is Donald Trump's presidency. It increased. This is not debatable.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, I got something for you. Since you want to show shit, hold on. I got something I can show you too. Hold on.
Okay.
I got something I can show. Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Oh, it's all good.
I'm not jumping in subject. I didn't know how we going to the deficit. Obama blamed Bush. Trump fixed Obama's mistakes. But I just showed you. So you can, that Big Bear says Obama blamed Bush and Trump fixed Obama's mistakes.
Oh, wait. Here we go.
Show me.
But for those folks who've lost their job right now because a plant went down to Mexico, that isn't going to make you feel better. And so what we have to do is to make sure that folks are trained for the jobs that are coming in now, because some of those jobs of the past are just not going to come back. And when somebody says, like the person you just mentioned, who
Donald Trump,
I'm not going to advertise for, that he's going to bring all these jobs back. Well, how exactly are you going to do that? What are you going to do? There's no answer to it. He just says, "Well, I'm going to negotiate a better deal." Well, how exactly are you going to negotiate that? What magic wand do you have? And usually the answer is he doesn't have an answer.
Hold on. Let me show you something else. Let me show you something. Let me show you something.
Hey, how about this? Can you show me that the deficit didn't do what I just showed you on the screen? Because listen, hey, how about this, right? No matter what you say or what clip you play,
hold on, wait. This is the last part. This is the last part.
Change the fact that
this is the last part.
Biden the other day said no, he'd shut it down. He listened to some guy say he'd shut it down. We just broke a record on jobs, an all-time record. There's never been 3 months where we've put more people to work, over 9 million people. And again, we're just about ready to break the all-time stock market record. I mean, you look at it, we're just about ready to do it again. And what that means is everything else is going to follow. very smart on Wall Street. Everything else is going to be there. The economy is coming up very rapidly. Our farmers, they got China to give them. They got the farmers. That's why. So it's all of the difficulties during the period of time. We're getting ready to do things nobody's ever. And then we got hit with the plague. It was in a total shutdown mood. I guarantee on November 4th. On November 4th, economy, but our numbers are looking. We have a super V. You're right. It's now looking like it's a super V. Our automobile numbers are incredible, both used cars and brand new cars. Our manufacturing numbers incredible. We're putting a lot of manufacturing jobs to work. That the previous administration said you need a magic wand. You need a magic wand for manufacturing jobs. I don't think so. I guess we had the magic wand. That's
we guess he had the magic wand. What Barack Obama said he couldn't do, he done. Barack Obama didn't say shit about that. Now, did he?
I don't know. I don't even know if you know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, I'm listening to you talk, and I'm waiting for you to say.
Barack Obama said manufacturing jobs won't come back to the United States. He said, don't get mad right now because your job is shipped over to Mexico and shit like that. Barack Obama signed the deal that shipped jobs over to Mexico, production jobs.
I don't know about that one. I don't know what that was.
I just played you the video.
Wait, put me on the screen. Put me on the screen real quick so I can show you something. Just put me on the screen so I can show you how. I'm just gonna explain to you real quick. Maybe you'll get it. Maybe you won't. Right? Maybe you get it. Maybe you won't. Right?
I didn't even share the video. I didn't even share the shit.
Just So check it out. Right? Check it out. Right? You know what Joe Biden can say today about the S&P 500? You know what he can say today?
What?
He can say it's the highest it's ever been. Right? Show me on the screen so people can see this, right? So they can see how stupid what Donald Trump said was. Put me on the screen real quick so they can see it. Right? Because I want them to visualize what I'm about to tell them so they can understand how stupid it was what he said. Right? Because Donald Trump says, oh, it's about to be the highest it's ever been, about to hit a new record. But just come on, man.
All right, take your time. Man.
Today, Joe Biden can say it's the highest it's ever been, right? Or he could say it's higher than it's been since over any president who's ever been president. Right? Because he would have to say that this was the highest it's ever been on December 23rd.
Wait. You know why that is?
No. It doesn't matter why that is.
What day did say? What day did that say?
Listen to what I'm telling you.
What day did that say? Because everything got a content to it. What day did that say, bro?
What does the day have to do with anything?
Because it's very important. What day is that, bro?
This is December 31st, 2020.
December 31st, that's when it hit its highest?
That's when it was the highest it was, yeah.
All right.
Or actually January 7th, right? It doesn't matter what day it is, right? Because listen, maybe I operate on a different wavelength, maybe, right?
You know why it matters?
Black, listen to what I'm telling you before you speak. Just think for a second, right?
That's all right.
This is the lifetime of the S&P 500. And just listen for a second, dog. Damn near every day the president can say it's higher than it's ever been before. Except for this fucking president, right? Whoever that fucking guy was, he can't say that, right? Whoever this guy was, he can't say it. But every fucking president can say it. They all can say it. So Donald Trump saying it, he says it all the time. And you guys, they clap for that. They say, yay, it's the highest it's ever been. Motherfucker, every day he could say it. And you know what? Joe Biden can say the same thing. It's higher than it's ever been. Look how steep this climb is. This is Joe Biden's presidency. Look how fucking steep this is. This is 1 year. Look at how much growth. Oh my God, you guys should be applauding and clapping. If the stock market growing is something to applaud and clap for.
Okay,
but you don't. And you know what Joe Biden is? Jen Psaki said the other day.
Hey, hold on. I just let you do a whole monologue and all that shit, and I didn't say nothing, right? And before that, you had another one, right? And I didn't say nothing. I gotta have a chance to talk, right? I got to, right? Now, the reason why his shit is in uphill like that is because of the climate, right? And shit like that. Because stocks is going up because people are buying stocks. You got to see what kind of stocks are being sold. It ain't got nothing to do with broke shit. All that shit is electronics and such and shit like that for the future. Because remember, right? Shit is finna go into a new virtual thing. So a lot of virtual things were getting a lot of business. It wasn't a lot of business as far as people buying and selling shit like that. It was a lot of investments, right? And also, right, you also got to understand the feds raise the interest rates. So they finna be buying and selling like a motherfucker. Soon as
you have to slow down for a second, dog.
Soon as Wall Street found out the Fed's about to raise the interest rates because of the economy, right? Everybody start buying and selling like a motherfucker.
Right. So wait. It's the opposite, right? The reason why the stock markets are going down is because the Fed has said they're going to raise the interest rate because you have to pay money to borrow. The interest rate is zero. Right now, it's like 0%.
Right now, yeah, it's the best time to borrow money.
Right. So the Fed is saying that we're going to raise the interest rates. And
so why would I want to borrow money? Why would I want to borrow money when they raise the interest rate when I can borrow money now?
You don't know what you're talking about, Black Rosebud. Listen to me for a minute. I'm gonna educate you and your audience. When the Fed says we're going to raise the interest rate, those businesses that are investing in and they're borrowing money and investing, say we're not going to borrow money no more. We're going to give them that money back. And that's the reason people are selling off their stock because they want the fucking cash because the cash is worth more than the fucking credit. And that's the reason why there's a fucking sell-off. That's the reason why the stock market is dipping.
Well, you can call it whatever. You can call it whatever the fuck you want.
0%. Listen, wait. Donald Trump argued for it. You can look it up. Donald Trump argued a petition and said we should have a 0% interest rate because he's a businessman that operates off credit. He wants the Fed to have a 0% interest rate so he can borrow money for cheaper, so he can invest it and make more money off the interest and invest it in stock.
That's smart.
I'm not saying it's not smart, Black. I'm just saying that's what he wanted to do. That's what he wanted. The Fed the inflation that you're experiencing is because there's more money in the market. Because when there's a Black, when there's a 0% interest rate, what happens to your credit cards? What happens to your interest rate on your credit card? Do you think they loan more money or less money when there's a 0% interest rate? They loan more money. They put more money into the system. They lower.
Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. You're not speaking. You're not speaking shit that anybody don't know. What you're doing is you're speaking with some facts, and then you mix it in with the bullshit. They make it seem like the bullshit is included with the facts. It doesn't happen.
But here, one last thing. The inflation is caused by the injection of money into the economy, right? That causes the inflation. The prices of stocks going up is because these businesses are doing well because there's money in the market.
I just told you what markets are doing well. I just told you what markets are doing well. What markets are doing well.
This is three of them. This is NASDAQ. This is the S&P 500. And this is the Russell 2000. That's three markets right there. They're all doing well. They're all tracking the same because there's an influxion of money into the market. There is an injection of income. Listen. So this isn't Joe. This is not Joe Biden isn't preventing this from happening, right? He didn't cause it to happen, and he's not preventing it to happen. The injection of money was happening.
Okay.
That's the stock market is rising. And the reason why there's a dip, just let me finish real quick. The reason why there's a dip is because the market is correcting itself because they're saying the Fed is going to raise the money, which is going to make it more difficult to borrow money, which is going to reduce the amount of money in the market. And the people who have borrowed are going to trade in their loans for cash so they can invest. They're going to do something different. That's what's going to happen. So unfortunately, this person keeps typing the mandates, but this isn't a mandate, dog. This is just when you watch Fox News or you watch CNN or MSNBC and they tell you something, you can just repeat it. But I actually understand how this shit works. And you can listen or you cannot. If you don't care,
I can break it down if you want to, but it's not even a point, because I can bring up videos and all that shit too. You know what I'm saying?
I don't have to do a video. Man, I'm showing you the stock market. This is the.
I'm talking about what's behind the stock. You're showing me the stock market. Adrian, what you do is you take a point we both agree with. Like, I'm agreeing with the stock market, right? But I'm talking about why the stock market is at a high like that, and why it was at a rise with Donald Trump.
So why was it a high? Why was it a high during Donald Trump?
Look, listen. You cannot deny the numbers, right? And I never denied the numbers. And I even told you it went up under every president. I told you that all before we even said this shit. I told you these facts. But you want to try to take the facts, right, what I said and we both agree with, then you're trying to try to add on something else, you know what I'm saying, that makes it look like my fact is wrong. When
I didn't add anything to it. You put a video with Donald Trump when they applauded Donald Trump.
You're talking about the numbers. When did I disagree on the numbers with? You keep on talking about the numbers. You've been talking about the numbers for the last 5 minutes. When did you hear me disagree on the numbers, Adrian? Not once.
Nah.
I didn't disagree on it. You keep on talking about the numbers. Let me show you the facts. And I didn't disagree on the numbers of once. So you're trying to make my argument wrong by keep on arguing the same number fact, and I never disagreed with any of it.
I'm not trying to make your argument right. This is one nation on the ground.
This is not my argument. The numbers is not my argument. I never want to make a point with an argument, but you want to take my point and make a point out of something else and to try to discredit my point. This is not my point.
The reason why I put the chart on the screen is because
my question was not about the chart. You still talking about the chart, and that's going to my point. I wasn't talking about the chart. The chart has nothing to do with nothing. The chart is something you brought in, and you still want to talk about the chart when the chart had nothing to do with this conversation. Nothing.
You played a video where Donald Trump talks about the stock market being the highest it's ever been, and the audience clapped.
That's not the point I was trying to make.
But let me make my point. I said, I don't care what. Listen, I don't know what point you're trying to make.
I skipped through a whole lot of shit. You wanted to point out something. I skipped through a whole lot of shit. I wanted to compare Donald Trump magic stick to Barack Obama magic stick. You taking it on numbers and this and that. I never made that point. You want to make this point.
If you don't believe the numbers, then it doesn't matter. If you
I
don't
wasn't talking about Adrian. I wasn't talking about the numbers to begin with.
If you say we talked about how. You asked. We were talking about what I believe in.
I wasn't talking about the numbers. This conversation. Wait, Adrian. This conversation was about the magic stick and about manufacturing. I never talked about this stock market and number shit. I never discredit that. So why are we even talking about this? We both agree on the numbers.
Listen, the reason why is because I said that I believe that we should vote for politicians that are trying to reduce the fucking budget and reduce the deficit. That's what I said. And then you said like Donald Trump, and I said Donald Trump increased the deficit. And then I showed you a chart that proved it. And then you changed the subject. And then you played a video where Donald Trump said the stock market is the highest it's ever been. And I said, this is a stupid statement to make because every president can say that. So the fact that Donald Trump says it, it just means that he's talking to people who don't understand how the stock market works. Because the stock market, every president could damn near say it every day of their presidency. It's the highest it's ever been today. Yes, it keeps going up. It's been going up for 100 years. There's days when it's down, but then it fucking shoots back up again. So the fact that he said it is, I mean, I guess, if that's what you think, but I would say it's not a good argument.
Oh, my bad. Do you know how to listen? Damn. I said, can y'all hear me in the chat? Was he on?
Hey Black, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
This person in the chat says, the point is that Obama said it couldn't be done and Trump proved him wrong. But
thank you.
Wait, but listen, in order to prove Donald Trump Obama wrong, which would be a good thing for America, and I would be rooting for this, right? So I would be for this if it happened. He should show all the factory jobs that he created. That's it. Don't tell me about the stock market, because obviously the stock market is not an indication of jobs. You said it, and I agree with you. So he should show the actual number of jobs created because a factory left somewhere and came here. Because Joe Biden can do that. Even though Joe Biden had nothing to do with it, Joe Biden can say these factories are coming to America now. There's several of them that are going to build chips in America now, and this has probably been in the works for 10 years. So it has nothing to do with Biden, but it happened during his presidency.
Wait a minute, man. I can't wait. Look, you know what? I'm finna hurry up and work on my next video because I'm finna expose a lot of shit you said in the video, all this old shit you talking about with this shit, right? Because the shit you said don't make sense, and you go with your own narrative, right? The whole like the people in the chat even understand, right? I was talking about something whole entirely different, and you trying to, and you know you're wrong in a point, and instead of admitting you're wrong, you want to try to prove a point that I haven't made. I was skipping through the videos, and you picked a select part to talk about, right? That I skipped through. No, I want to talk about that part. And then you deny or totally don't even don't even acknowledge the conversation I was trying to have, and you switched the whole conversation with a whole nother way. You've done that several times on here. You know what I'm saying? When I talk about something, you try to make a narrative to switch away from my narrative, then I try to make a point and I can't talk. You're gonna see that when you get on here. In order to have a debate, you know what I'm saying, you gotta let somebody talk, or you may seem like you don't know what the fuck you seem like you talking about, because who doesn't allow somebody to talk, and who doesn't allow somebody to get their point of view and always think their point of view is right? Right? I could have debunked everything you possibly said, but you didn't even give me the opportunity to.
Okay,
You know
let's do 1 point. Let's do 1 point. Prove this 1 point. How did Donald Trump prove Barack Obama wrong when Barack Obama said where the jobs are going to come from, that Donald Trump was able to create these new jobs?
Look. That would have been cool if I could have done that 30 minutes ago before you got to talking about the stock markets and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That would have been cool to do it then. It's not cool to do it now.
Okay. All right.
You don't have
time to do it, right? And I understand.
It's a dialogue. When I was actually trying to do it, and then you come up with a whole different narrative. Now you want to go back to something I tried to do 30 minutes ago when I could have done that 30 minutes, because what you're saying for the last 20 minutes had nothing to do with the narrative I was talking about. Nothing. You switched a whole nother narrative. We've been a whole nother narrative for 20 minutes talking about why we wasn't on the narrative we were supposed to be beginning with. That doesn't add to no conversation or to the debate.
What I'm saying is this, right? You if that was the point you was trying to make, the video clip you played didn't make it, right? Because the video clip you played was about the stock market.
No, right? It wasn't. Adrian, the point I made was about the magic stick on both ends. It wasn't about the stock market. That's what you perceive. Everybody else saw something different.
In the video clip, he's talking about the fucking stock market. That's why I went to the stock market.
Okay, okay, Adrian. We're gonna let you have that. We're gonna let you have that.
So Adrian. I know the stock market. So that was just all me. I just decided, let me talk about the stock market to throw him off.
If you want to believe that, you know, we're gonna let you have it.
Play that clip again. Play that clip again where Donald Trump says the stock market is the highest it's ever been, and the audience claps.
Adrian, everyone heard that.
Is that not what happened? Okay, so when you say I'm talking about something that didn't happen, how? I'm talking about what you played.
Adrian, the part he talked about different things in that video. The point of the video I was trying to play was towards the end. That's why I fast forwarded to the end, right? I was doing that time slot, this minute, that minute, till I got to the part I wanted, and I let it play. When I let it play, you cut it off and say, well, cut it off. I want to talk about this. You never allowed me to talk about the point I wanted to talk about, because you automatically cut it off and got to talk about what you wanted to talk about.
Okay.
I never made my point.
Okay.
I never made my point. Cut it off. I was still talking about the manufacturing jobs and the magic stick. But everybody in the audience knew I was talking about, because I played Barack Obama video, and I went back and I found the exact same thing, and I played Donald Trump video. But I wasn't allowed to talk about it, because if I was allowed to talk about it, you could have heard my point and possibly refuted my point. But since the fact I wasn't allowed to talk about the manufacturing jobs and how they came back, you don't know my opinion on it. Right? Am I right?
You're correct.
And that's the whole thing I was trying to prove in the beginning was the magic stick thing. I wasn't trying to prove no numbers or no Wall Street or no index or no NASDAQ and none of that shit. You know, I was
so when I type in Donald Trump manufacturing jobs created,
you can type in whatever you want to. You can type in whatever you want to. What I'm saying is, the point I was trying to listen. Right. No, wait. Here we go with the listen shit again, right? And listen,
I listen to you talk. I listen to you talk.
I've been listening. Hey, I've been listening. I gotta hear it. I've been listening to you for the whole fucking show. I've been giving you the respect that you haven't been giving me. You know what I'm saying? I've been giving you respect you haven't been giving me. And that's the thing with the liberals, right? I came on here and I proved the point. It's the exact point I told you I was going to prove, right?
You haven't proved a fucking point, right? And I asked you to prove a point, right?
And here we go again. And here we go again.
Listen, no. Listen.
And here we go again.
Answer the fucking question, right? What manufacturing jobs did he create? What? Tell me what. I'll listen. I'll shut up. I'm mute. Tell me the manufacturing job. Don't give me a soliloquy. Don't give me a long ass fucking thing. Just say the fucking jobs he created. Where? What companies? What manufacturing jobs were created? What?
Okay. Now back to what I was saying, right? To the people in the chat, I proved what I wanted to prove, right? You cannot argue or debate with a liberal or somebody who says they're not conservative like that, right? Because you will get that. You will get a little bit of ignorance, a little bit of combatants, you know what I'm saying, a whole bunch of finger pointing, and a whole bunch of, I know everything, right? Now, the point I wanted to prove is, right, I can be social, which I try to be in our conversations in private, right? Right? I can be social, I can be respectful, right? And these conversations is no more different than the conversations we have in private, right? And he doesn't understand that, like I told him, I can say things, you know what I'm saying, to make you prove a point, right? And I can sit back and let you talk, right? And you can prove the point I was trying to make. If I make a point, he doesn't talk about, just like liberals, they don't want to talk about the point I'm trying to make. They don't want to talk about the fact that you make. They don't want to talk about none of that. They want to switch the narrative, right? And if you switch the narrative and you put it on something that you want to debate on, you can always win. But like I say, if we stick to the facts, right, or stick to, like the Democrats say, we stick to the policies, we can never lose because the Democrats and liberals have no policies, right? And that's the point I was trying to prove. You can say what you want to. You can pull it out like I may have made some mistakes in wording things and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But even when I tried to correct myself, I wasn't given the opportunity to correct myself. When I gave you every opportunity to correct yourself, to get the statements, do the videos, do all of that. You feel what I'm saying? So as long as we got people in the world that's going to be that's going to claim or say that they're intelligent than everybody, right? Or possibly try to debunk everything that you say is right. You know, hey man, you may be right, but this, right? I see. The thing is, I don't argue with things I don't know about. And I tell them all the time, I don't know about something. I'm not going to say something about it, right? But you ask me what words or what fastest is and things like that, and this words, you know what I'm saying? And then go ahead and I say something, hold up. I will hold up, but when I tell him to hold up, you don't give me the same respect, right? Now people are going to see you prove the exact point that everybody has known. Liberals are angry. They're aggressive. This is what Joe Biden do all the time. Every time he get a question he don't like, he want to yell and scream and holler and shit. You just pulling Joe Biden. Your ass just don't know. You just done exactly Joe Biden. Call me son of a bitches and stupid and all kind of shit. You call everybody in the chat stupid. Everybody in the chat is stupid. You just pulled a fucking Joe Biden. The exact same thing Joe Biden done, you just done to the people in the chat. Racist is a motherfucker damn near. Right? So you prove the point that everybody was trying to make. Like, you can't accuse people of something when you do the same thing. You can't say other people angry when you do the same thing. You can't say you agree with something when you always got to have a difference in opinion. It doesn't happen. You can't go for one side and say you don't agree with the other side. Or disagree with the other side, but to say you don't believe in everything this other side believe in. Right? If you'd have let me, I even though I made some perfect points, if you'd have let me talk, I would have made even more perfect points. Because I could have debunked everything you said with a stat, right? With a video, I could have done the same thing you were. I could have found different paperwork on different stats to show something different on the argument you trying to make. But you proved the point, and when people see this video, they're going to see the exact same we've been trying to say for the longest time. Liberals do not want to debate. You say you're not the liberal, but you act just like one. Not saying that's a bad thing, but when you see this video, you're going to see. But I got to get up out of here, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'll holler at y'all next time. You know what I'm saying? Stay tuned for the next video when I tell somebody ass up. Hopefully, they give a nigga a chance to talk. I'll holler at y'all the next one. I'm out.